Hey Paradoxica, how are you doing? Fingers crossed that my voice is up to this tonight. My throat's been being stupid today. If not, we'll pivot to something else. Doing good? Nice. Good to hear. Oh, game. Thank you.
Stella and Say make me a bit jealous. I'm back.
Looks like you've calmed down.
I still feel like kicking myself, make no mistake. But I guess I cooled down a bit. And Say helped a lot with that one, though. I just can't stay mad when I see her. And speaking of which, where is she?
I believe she went outside to look for that Stella girl or something. Wow, voice, please. Sorry, my throat's been being stupid the last, like, half an hour or so.
The way you are right now, it feels like I should be protecting you. Hey, the only thing hindering me is my broken arm. I've gone into burning buildings with a 2-centimeter deep cut. Yeah, I remember that one. 1 millimeter more and you would have lost the motor function in your arm.
Ugh. Sorry, I get the feeling I'm gonna be pausing a lot for this first little bit. Okay, sorry about that.
Welcome. Ah, hello, Jill. What's this about protecting who? Yeah, I'm sort of like Stella's unofficial bodyguard, but I'm not really fit for such duties right now. My father insists I go everywhere with protection, and so most of the time I only ask Say if she feels like going out.
Also, can I just say, it has been super, super hot today.
And she's trained to deal with the kinds of things that bodyguards deal with anyway. And she's more fun to hang around with, too. And so, I'm assuming that gorilla outside is a bodyguard? And that's Buster. Pretty cool guy. He played football professionally until he lost his leg in a demolition derby. We've offered him an implant surgery for all his years of service, but he rejects every time. Well, he got used to the replacement he's using, so maybe it's for the best. It's a thick oak branch on a metal bull tied to his stump. And yet he can still run faster than me with it. True. Do you want something? I'm fine right now. A brandatini. A big one. I'm in a good mood. One big brandatini for Stella.
Yeah, I'm starting to get the feeling that I might not be able to do this tonight. As much as I really want to. Fuck.
Here. After all these years, I still don't get why the finest and most expensive things come in small packages. Ever tried to go to a restaurant only for them to serve you a really small portion of some fine food? And sometimes you just want to stuff yourself with really cheap food. And say, let's go for some hamburgers later. I'm not taking no for an answer. I know what you mean when you say some, you know? You might as well call the place and tell them to prepare everything in advance. Can I ask you two something? Sure. I guess. How did you two meet? Stella showed up in the park I used to play at when I was a kid. We played a couple times. She started showing up more and more, and that was it. My father told me that when I was 5, I kept insisting on going to a real kids' park. We drove for some time, and the park that I liked was the one that Say happened to be at. Have you ever seen a girl in a dress go to a muddy park? She learned her lesson and started showing up with more fitting clothes.
Also, I just realized I forgot to crack open the guide again. Oh wow, that's crazy. It actually kept my, like, spot scrolling through it. Oh, that's the wrong tab. I need this one.
But man, that's a scene I can't forget.
Aw, cute. Pet the cat.
And so, you two have known each other for most of your lives? I've known her longer than I've known my own father. Why the question? No reason. You two just look so comfortable with each other. Any other person could have sworn you were an item. An item? What kind of item? A couple, say. Oh, yeah, I get it now. It's funny because we actually earned a mock prize of sorts for best couple at Stella's high school. 3 years in a row. So, you two didn't go to the same high school? Nope. Oh. Don't you have any childhood friends, Jill? Childhood friends. I can't think of any. My grandpa, I guess. What kind of man was he? Gruff. The kind to eat raw Bronson roots every morning. But around me, he was different. I have memories of him barking orders to my dad, only to turn around and play with me gently. It's interesting, though. He was my mom's dad, but after my mom and dad separated, he stayed with my dad. But yeah, he's the one that comes to mind when I think about childhood friends. Oh. Hey, Jill, what's this? Or what's this bloom light? A spicy drink. Tastes nice the first time, but it gets samey after a while. It's also brown for some reason. Give me one of those, please. I'll have one too. On it. 2 bloom lights for the girls.
How are my voices, by the way? I genuinely can't tell. I can't tell if they're all, like, bleeding into each other, or... It doesn't look brown. Also, the idea of a spicy drink being a cold drink and served with ice, like, that doesn't sound good to my brain. That sounds like conflicting flavors.
Here. I don't know. I kind of like it. Yeah, but after the 3rd one, it starts tasting like sand. And spicy sand, but nonetheless. Who's... dimming the light? I guess she had too much before I came. Well, that and she must still be tired.
I've never seen Say fall asleep in this scene. I guess I gave her too much alcohol or something.
From the whole bank thing? She told me about everything that happened in there. To be honest, I don't think I would have made it in her place. I guess I should be thankful for the nanomachine treatment she went through as a White Knight. Treatment? Trauma suppressors. Basically, it helps with the healing process of PTSD. It's mandatory for every White Knight, regardless of division. Oh. Still, healing can only do so much. For 3 days, that bank was hell, and poor Say is still paying for it. The disbanding of the White Knights and subsequent persecution of those who are identified as former members. It's unfair, you know? Among all the people using the White Knights to further their own goals, Say was one of the few who actually believed what they were supposed to do. It paid off, though. And the doctor who treated her wounds was the same one she always assisted with accidents and emergencies. He treated her at no cost whatsoever. Well, good karma and all that. She's earned the gods' favor, I think. But you know, all of that made me realize I might be a bad person.
I think Stella's voice has started to slip.
How? When I saw Say, wounded, asking for help, part of me was happy. After all this time needing her, she finally needed me. I felt truly useful to her for the first time. How sad is that? And sometimes the best help one can provide is to stay alive. Who knows? Maybe it was the idea of coming back to you that helped her. And I guess you wouldn't be human without thoughts like those once in a while. Maybe. Can I get you anything else? I'm good. I should be leaving, actually. Come, Say, let's get hamburgers and go home. Yeah. We'll be leaving, though. Thank you. Please come again.
Feeling better?
No, I just don't reek of rage. But I still feel like a piece of shit.
Little steps, I guess. Oh god, what was Kim's voice? Kim's voice was like the meek, quiet, high-pitched one, right? It was like,
Hello. Kim, welcome. I was afraid I'd mix up the directions and end up in someone's house or something. What can I get you? I'll have a sunshine cloud, please. Sure. Let's give a sunshine cloud to Kim.
Big optional karmatrine spotted. Every time I see the sunshine cloud, it just looks like an orange. Y'all can see what I mean by that, right? Like, this bit up here is like the leaf. Is like a leaf attached to it. And then this is... It's got like the orange with the little specks. Someone just stuck a straw into an orange. Tastes like old chocolate milk with its good smell intact. Some say it tastes like caramel too.
Here. Thanks. So, how's work on the web paper? Oh, I quit. What? Yep, I went to the office of that chauvinistic horseblower, and I told him I quit. Why did you do that? Well, after I got drunk and overslept, I missed some assignments. My supervisor yelled at me for being late. I got the mandatory bullying. So at some point, I just kind of snapped and said that I didn't have to put up with that.
Oh, whoops. Wow, you can... That's just straight up the settings menu. I thought that it would give me a pared down version of the settings menu if I clicked on that.
And so I quit. Ah, I see. Sorry again about that, by the way. Oh, don't worry. I should be the one apologizing. Lashing out like that the next day and all. Don't you have any second thoughts? Regret anything? I guess you'll always have second thoughts. Even if you do what you want, you'll still think, what if? Even so, I was getting physically sick there. I dreaded the arrival of every morning. I even almost... What I'm saying is, I don't know what I'll do, but it's certainly better than being there. I feel free. Free. It's a wonderful feeling, you know? I feel like now I can find something I care about. I won't return to the augmented eye, but I could still pursue journalism with another outlet. I haven't felt like this in, well, never. What about your family? They weren't happy, that's for sure. My dad took it better, but my mom freaked out, to put it mildly. What are you gonna do and all that?
Man. I'm realizing that more and more that, like, I just have no, edge to my voice tonight.
But I'm not here about that. Give me a big drink, please. What kind? I don't know, bubbly or something. Something big and bubbly, huh?
Bubbly? I hope you like getting absolutely sloshed, Kim.
Here.
That wasn't your voice.
If detergent commercials are to be believed, this'll clean out my insides. It'll also kill things inside you. I gotta ask though, how did you end up working there? No deep reason. That's what I did when I got out of high school. Taking a year off was out of the question, so I went for the first thing I thought about. But I couldn't get onto the robotics course, so I settled for journalism. To be honest, I got tired of the job midway through it, but I couldn't bring myself to leave. Too much pressure from my family. It's a really common tale, I guess. Did you have troubles like those? Same story as you. I just went through the motions. From high school to college, I never stopped to think about what I was doing. And then at some point, I just felt like my life slipped through my fingers. Suddenly, all I wanted was freedom. A little pause to stop and take a breather. My life went to hell for that fucking breather. Give me something. Something. Sorry. I just have a dry mouth. Anything will do. Alright.
Would you like rum?
Here. Thanks. I feel like I asked something I shouldn't have. Don't fret about it. I'm just in a rough spot right now. What are you gonna do now? Honestly, I don't know. I do feel liberated, however. Like, I can do whatever I want, study whatever I like, work wherever I want. I know it's not that way and it won't be easy, but I feel a lot more confident than when I was out of high school. I honestly don't get why they put young people who barely know how society works through that one. Well, I wish you the best of luck. Your mental health should be your priority and all that. Thanks. I really needed the encouragement. Come back if you need more encouragement. I wouldn't dare leave someone alone when it comes to this sort of thing. Thanks. Bye, Jill. Please, come again.
You should take some of that advice for yourself.
I know.
Let's call it a day for now. You need some rest.
Yeah. Honey!
Dorothy's voice might be horrible. I apologize in advance if this voice does not come out properly.
Ah, Dorothy. Sorry, we're just closing. I know, I came for you. For me? Why are you hugging me? I paid her to do that. All night long. Come again? To put it simply, Dorothy will go home with you, and she won't leave your side. What do you hope to accomplish with that?
I just realized I read out Dana's line in Jill's voice.
Well, at first it was to calm that rage you had earlier. It was either hugs or a cold bucket, and I don't promise there will be any water in it. You calmed down a bit, but honestly, I know better than to leave you alone for another night. At the very least, all the cuddling will give you an epiphany or something. That's some alien reasoning right there. It's not. You need hugs. Many. You need some humanoid contact right now. You had your alone time, now we're playing by my rules. Please take care of me.
Who's that Willem?
A very good friend.
I always loved that little bit. Like, We needed a Christmas tree. Damn, that is expensive. Celebrate the bastardized commercial version of an already bastardized celebration. We already read this one. Monster Girlfriend Chirari. Can't stop playing this game. Gorgeous graphics, innovative and addictive battle system, fun dating minigames, cute girls, that fucking music. Is this the goat? Dunno, do you like the goat girl? I'm gonna marry a goat. It's an alright game, 8 out of 10 at most. Shit game. No, it's a shitty game for idiot waifu bots like you. I wish this waifu equals bad game meme would die. Same. It's a stupid game pandering to idiots. What's there to discuss? You're being rated by normies? Normies, fuck off. Fun things are fun. You're not allowed to have fun with video games.
It sounds fun. It's for nerds.
Lilim receiving mysterious messages. Halloween was back in October, but this terrifying tale didn't become popular until now. Reports say that Lilim across the city have been receiving strange transmissions with messages that are confusing at best and threatening at worst. The contents are not clear, as most of the Lilim can't remember exactly what they had heard, but the most mysterious thing of all is perhaps the fact that the Lilim could not record any of these messages while they were broadcasted. Ugh. On. It was almost as if something had blocked the Lilim from doing so. While we have nothing but anecdotal proof, even among our own Lilim, the mystery behind these messages is one we should be paying attention to.
Spooky. Or a bluff.
Is Kiramiki the biggest pop idol in history? The world at large is still coming to terms with the idea of a Lilim being so quickly integrated into our society. Some say that they can't be treated as human because they're immortal, and as such cannot really understand what it's like to be alive. But most of the Kiramiki fandom would disagree. Anti-Lilim people are insane to me. To me, Miki knows more about life than I do, and I'm older than this damn city, Richard Snow, 55, told the Augmented Eye during a fan gathering. I'm with Richard, added Nacho, 6. I may be a dog, but I'm utterly fascinated with the way she writes about things in her blog. She's impressed by everything, and nobody really knows what life is about anyway.
Nacho, dog, don't tell me.
Quincy studies the possibility of allowing imports. Glitch City is one of the few places on Earth that's strictly self-sufficient, with an import rate of only 0.8%. However, that might change due to the recent shortages across the city. Prime Minister Quincy revealed this morning that the government plans to have a more relaxed policy for importers. We won't lift the currency control, but we can provide them foreign currency at a low fixed rate. That way we can secure essential items at affordable prices, Quincy told Augmented Eye. Why is Quincy... I just realized, why is Quincy's name in all caps? Some experts say that private companies are no longer working at full capacity, which is unsurprising news given that the Quincy government has seized most of them, resulting in the shortage crisis in the first place.
And so he decided to not steal all the city's funds? Good. Good evening.
Ah, hey. How are you feeling?
Lilim are soft and warm.
Come again?
You heard me.
So on a scale from steaming pile of shit to just sad, where are you?
A sad pile of shit. I still hate myself. I'm still sad as hell, but how to put it? The noise stopped. I don't know if I explained myself.
Sorta, kinda.
And so, how are things last night? Cozy, I must admit. can't believe you paid Dorothy for that. Well, if you want to call that payment, I guess. Hmm? I called Dorothy to tell her what happened to you, and she was really concerned. And she studied for a second, saying that she had the whole night to go and that she couldn't just leave for free. I asked her how much, and she said enough to pay for this soda I'm having is fine.
How did you get her number?
I have contacts.
Right.
Anyways, Jill, if you need a second break, a drink, or a hug, just let me know, you hear? Thanks.
I'd make you the same offer, but I'm guessing hugs from me are the last thing you want. If you need a bartender, let me know, though.
Nice to know. Anyways, we have work to do.
Man, like, I know for a fact that I commented about this last time I played this game. Like, they're great. Like, Jill's friends are great. Like, the fact that, like, Dana was worried enough about Jill to be like, no, you are not spending another night alone in the state that you're in. Like, you need someone with you. And the fact that, like, Dorothy dropped everything to go and spend the night with Jill to help cheer her up is just, it warms my heart. I love it.
Time to mix drinks and change lives.
It's nice to hear that again.
Did you say something?
Did I?
Welcome to Oh, it's you guys.
Hey, be more respectful. I brought my boss here.
Aren't you a part-timer here or something?
My other boss. You're talking to the great Nacho Tumbleweed Jr.
Boss, I'm taking my break. I know what I said earlier, but you haven't even started yet. Shit. And so, what brings you here today?
I wanted to see the place my best soldier is working at.
Soldier? Oh, wait, aren't you the dog I served last Monday?
Oh, it's you, Dana. Soldier, why didn't you tell me you were working for Dana?
No, that's not Dana. That's just Jay.
And so, I'm guessing you're part of this whole Sierra thing.
Part of it? I founded it. Humans have the best intentions, but they just don't get us. So I decided to create a place where dogs can be dogs. Here we can take in any dog without a place in this world. We created our own heaven on earth.
And do you take corgis only?
Do I look like one of those sci-fair bitches? Of course not. That include other animals, but sadly I can only take care of those who are in the same species as I.
And sad thing is, I'd take it more seriously, but it's a talking corgi with an eye patch. Will you get anything?
I'm fine. What about you, boss?
Manly stuff.
You sure?
Did I stutter?
Alright. Manly drink for the dog. Maybe I should just give him something bitter.
That's really funny. This is the spot, like, the guide that I'm using to make sure that I don't miss stuff, is the 100% achievement guide. Because there's a whole bunch of, like, you have to serve the flaming moai to a couple people to get a couple of extra secret people to come to the bar. Ugh. And this spot is the one and like this is where the guide recommends that you serve a crevice spike, because crevice spike is the drink that nobody orders explicitly in this game. So it's like, nah, here, serve them this one. Optional karma train, woo. I like the color of this.
A manly drink for the dog. Maybe I should just give him something bitter.
This looks like it says Cry Spike, not CRV.
Here.
Yes, this is just what I wanted. Ugh, this tastes worse than my own butt.
Hey, you asked for it.
It's a really nice place, you know? You picked a good place to work at, soldier.
Thanks.
Does he really get paid?
Your efforts to keep Sierra afloat will not go to waste. It'll make her better and better.
I mean, we're pretty much on the verge of closing. Can Boss really afford that?
We have more urgent matters at hand, though. Like the fact that we don't have enough balls for everyone.
Can't they just share the ones we have?
You fool. Every dog has a right to have his own ball. If we can't provide even that, then what's the point of even trying?
Oh, wait, don't tell me she just doesn't give a fuck and is spending all of her money like water. I mean, what with the bar closing and all that?
But many have enjoyed the boxes more than they do the balls.
That's a good point. What do you think is cheaper? A box of balls or a box of boxes?
Are there boxes of boxes?
Of course there are. How do you think they ship boxes?
Tied together?
Tied together? Don't be silly. Yeah, they flat pack them. Actually, depending on where you're going, they do both, actually. Sometimes they either, like, flat pack the boxes and just stack them into another box, or sometimes they will basically just zip tie them together with they're not zip ties, but they're plastic ties that they use for shipping stuff.
Unless she's paying him straight from her pocket. Boss is that kind of woman.
This world is filled with all sorts of recursive madness, you know? Doctors consult doctors. Boxes come in boxes. Bottles come in bottles.
Oh, as expected from you, boss.
Wait, that theory only works assuming she's actually paying him with money. For all I know, she might be paying him with steaks.
Tomorrow you're gonna check for people selling boxes, you hear?
Sir, yes, sir.
Except that to Boss, a good steak is more valuable than money.
Wait, what if they come with foil?
Russian Strauss? Russen Strauss?
Rustin Strauss had to be taken to the vet because he ate the foil a piece of cheese came in.
Curses, you're right. You need a contingency plan.
Besides, Boss isn't one to scam people, let alone a dog.
I wonder if we can strike a deal with the vet those Cypher bastards have. He's always so nice with us.
I know, their smile is so cute too. And so it's better that we vet for a vet?
Yes, put that on the list.
Ah, Nacho.
Oh, wait, that wasn't your voice.
Oh yeah, I forgot she knew the dog. Are you staying for a while?
I was just passing by. I've got some errands to run.
Great, Gil can go with you.
I can?
You will?
I'll still get paid for today, right?
That depends on Nacho's evaluation.
All right, Greenhorn, let's get going.
Oh, I'm paying him anyways, by the way. I just wanted to mess around with him. No, that's not the problem here. Why make him do that? Gil looked like he needed to take a good break, and he's the kind to just not accept such a thing. But with Nacho, he'd have something to do, and he'd be away from the bar for a bit. When you put it that way. Anyway, I'm going back to my office.
Your boss sure is nice. Glad I'm working with her too.
Yeah. So, you having anything?
Actually, I'm just gonna go sit over there and be on standby. Await orders.
Okay. Shit, I missed the chance to ask how or even if he gets paid with money. Man, I sure need to get wasted. I fail to see how getting
wasted will make you feel Sheba!
For fuck's sake, you piece of scrap. We just got out of a building full of dogs.
But this one has a Hawaiian shirt and sunglasses.
Hey there, robot.
And he talks.
Welcome to Valhalla. Hey, Jill. Get me a beer, will ya? Gotcha. Does Deal want anything?
Okay, roll.
Sir, yes, sir.
So cute.
He's fine.
That wasn't quite your voice. Whoops.
Just a beer, then. Friday after work isn't just a beer, though. It's the beer. Can't argue with that. Beer for Betty. I could make it big for the heck of it.
Beer.
Here, let's make it special. Yeah. Cheers. Hey, Jill, do you like beer? The amount of beer cans in my apartment is becoming a problem, actually. I had this friend back in high school who made some pretty nice crafts with them. I'm still in contact with them if you're interested. No thanks. The last thing I need right now is more crap taking up space. So, how are things up at Dogtown? Oh, well, that Laura girl is stirring things up. For better or for worse. For worse? She's, like a rabbit. An overtly politically correct rabbit. Rabbit? Never had a pet rabbit. They're a nervous mess that gets startled over the tiniest of things. And this girl is on the constant lookout, scared of saying something that might irk someone. It doesn't even have to be the person she's speaking with. It's no problem in the company, but the other day we went out together and holy shit.
Wow.
Poor girl can't speak properly. She pauses every sentence to make sure she doesn't say something offensive. She's a nice girl, and it's sweet that she tries so hard not to offend anyone. But seriously, she tries too hard.
You don't help either.
Hmm?
You randomly yell, "What did you say?" whenever she's within earshot distance.
Yeah, well... It's just that she looks so cute when she's startled. Like a rabbit.
It raises up the question of whether she's really like that, or if you're the one making her wary of anything she says.
Well, why don't we test that?
How?
You go out with her.
Why?
To test if it's really me who makes her like that. It's not like you can say no, you know? I mean, it's my honor that's on the line here. I want to prove that you're only talking shit about me.
Even if you were right, you have quite the fixation on that girl.
She's fun.
Fun how?
She actually reacts when I tease her. You take it in your stride, but she actually gets startled, scrims, and then gets uncomfortable.
How is that any good?
She's cute, and her reactions are cute.
But if you keep it up, she'll either leave or get used to you. You know, like me.
Shit, you're right. I must save my teasing for when the moment is just right, then.
No, that's not the problem.
It is for me. And what are you doing here? What about the dog?
He said he had to go out. By the way, he said his name was...
And say, this Laura girl, do you guys get along? I wouldn't know. We get along as coworkers at the very least.
Wow. I don't know what's making my, like... It's weird. My range is just fucked tonight.
What kind of girl is she? Aside from the whole politically correct rabbit thing. And slow. She's the kind that does things so carefully that she does them really, really slowly. Really, really slowly. I can't deny that when she actually finishes stuff, she does a great job, but... it's unnerving.
Doesn't actually have to be with us in the building, though. She's more like a freelancer.
Why is she there, then? Because she likes dogs. And that's why I insist that you two would be a fine couple.
That's a really superficial statement. It's like saying you'd be fine with someone because you're both women. Okay, bad example.
May I say something?
By all means.
If that Laura girl really is as bland as you claim her to be, wouldn't she be better off with a more assertive person, Willem, a more assertive partner? Yo, piece of scrap. She's totally calling you a pussy. And a bottom.
She's right, though. Sharing interests and being compatible are totally different things.
But then you'd be underestimating the power of love. Whether you want to admit it or not, love changes people for the better or the worse. Who knows? Maybe you'll become more assertive after spending time with her.
Or she'll drive me nuts.
I guess that's a possibility too.
Still, why are you so insistent on me and her getting together?
Because she's like a cute rabbit, so someone might try to eat her out there. It'd be a lot easier to keep her in my sight.
So in short, your motherly instincts arose because of Laura. Why not see if she likes you and... You already tried to hit on her, didn't you?
You make me sound like some skirt chaser. She's not into girls.
How did you find out?
I asked her directly.
Of course you did.
She seemed, giddy afterwards, though. I heard her muttering something about meeting her first lesbian. It was weird.
Okay, enough Laura for the night.
That...
Refrain from using any "that's what you said last night" jokes or variations thereof, please.
Party pooper. Well, let's get a drink then.
Sounds good. I'll have a bloom light, please.
Give me a fringe weaver. Alright.
That conversation had very little, She's calling you a pussy. She's not wrong. There's your bloom light. There is your fringe weaver.
Here you go.
I wonder why it's called a bloom light. Oh. This is a good bit. I like this bit a lot.
It seems it was first developed at some video games event. The creator said something about making the attendees feel like their customers do. Said attendees were, of course, part of some big games company. It seems that company always used too much bloom lighting, so the bartender there literally made them drink all the bloom. And so it's not called that because it glows in the dark. Not this one, no. Come to think of it, did you ever change because of a relationship, Jill?
Landmine of a statement.
In more ways than one, I guess. What do you say, for the better or for the worse? I guess for the better. I'm too thick-headed to develop any new bad habits. Although, thanks to my first boyfriend, I did pick up a very annoying habit of correcting people's grammar on the fly. Pretty annoying when I think back to it. So you were one of those kinds of people. As for me, sometimes I think I became more, what's the word?
Cynical, jaded, bitter, tired of the crap this world and everyone in it throws on a daily basis.
Hey!
I'm just quoting you.
But yeah, I think I became all of that because of this one girlfriend I had in college. She got me onto the whole activism thing in the first place.
How was that bad?
We'd all go and protest. We'd start all kinds of movements to see things changed. I really got into the whole thing. But whenever I wanted to get more serious, I'd find myself coming up against a wall. That wall is an analogy for the fact that not everyone was willing to go that far. I found out pretty fast that most of them were in the whole thing because of some shitty fad. And not because they actually believed in whatever movement they were championing. And so I moved from group to group, only to find people who were in it because of a fad. And when they weren't in it because of a passing fad, they were the dangerous kind, or the dangerous extremist kind. Ugh.
That probably sounded horrible. I'm sorry for that.
My tolerance for people's shit was greatly diminished after all that. And so it wasn't so much the person you had a relationship, but rather other people.
You seriously never thought about it that way? You need to stop putting the blame for what you do on past relationships.
Whatever. Where's the other guy, by the way? He had to escort one of the dogs outside. Figures.
Oh yeah, the one that was here asked if you were the nice vet lady that works at the Sci-Fair toy company. I suppose he's interested in talking to you or something.
Why didn't he do it then?
I don't know. You've been doing a few jobs on the side, haven't you?
And the pay from the dogs isn't enough to keep up with mounting debts. I don't know how you do it. It's hard to believe dogs pay you at all.
Sorry, give me a sec.
But this is coming from someone who works at a place that pays This is coming from someone working at a place that pays a dog for doing fuck all. Or at least I think we're paying him. I'm not completely certain we do. Will you get anything else? Well...
We're fine. We have to get up early tomorrow, and by we I really mean her. She got invited to a picnic, and I won't stand to hear another "I had to go to a picnic with a hangover" story.
Fine. Let's go then. See you, Jill.
Bye.
Please come again. Man, you're such a party pooper.
You'll be the party pooper tomorrow if you keep drinking.
Boss, I'll take my break. Call me if someone comes. All right. No dogs in sight. Okay then, back to work. Welcome to Valhalla. Oh, hey there, Alma. She seems down. Maybe there's something I can give her to cheer her up. Let's try to cheer Alma up. She might like classy drinks, but what she really likes is a brandtini. I'm not increasing the size on this one because I don't know if it'll work if I increase the size. Hey. And this. It's on me. Drink so you at least change your expression. Why not just say you're worried about me? You got the message anyway, didn't you? And so, how is it? A brandtini. And so you do pay attention to what I ask for. You have quite the fixation with brandtinis. And to be honest, they suit you. Hey, wanna hear a silly story? Always. When I turned 21, my dad and I went to a bar to celebrate. Just him and I. He told me to dress well enough that he looked like my sugar daddy. It was a fun night. We pretended at times we were dating. I managed to blow off some steam about my mom. But the highlight was him ordering a brandtini for me. I've had plenty of drinks and gotten wasted many times since I was 15. But that drink was different. It wasn't about getting drunk. The drink itself was the pleasure. He too said they suited me somehow. Oh? Ever since that day, he's called me Brandtini Girl from time to time. Your dad sounds like a cool guy. You should meet him sometime. And so, why are you deflating? Deflating? When I got sad and started sighing repeatedly, my grandpa would warn me that I started deflating like an old tire if I kept it up. And so what is it? What was was the news about people dressing in bunny suits after the whole Alice Rabbit boom? Or was it the news, yeah? Nah, that's old news. I mean, it is a problem, but such a thing would only annoy me. And say, Jill, how's your mood right now? I want to ruin it by blowing off all my stored steam. Silly Alma. I've been feeling like utter shit the last couple days. You can't make me feel worse. So go ahead. Unwind all your worries on me. Don't say I didn't warn you. Okay, so remember my sister Diana? The one that separated from her husband and forgot her kids while fucking her way around or something? Perfect summary. I'll use it next time. I didn't tell you the whole story then. More specifically that she threw her husband out after months of abuse. Oh. However, that woman is incapable of getting a job and maintaining herself. And I mean that. She never even thinks about selling some stuff or trying to earn her bread. She just expects a guy to do all of that for her. I have no idea why she turned out like that. Both my mom and dad were hard workers. And they even started a small shop to have something to do after retirement. Huh. And so what does this fully capable woman do a couple of weeks later? Why, bring her abusive husband back, of course. What? Yeah, and the guy spent a couple of days with her before leaving her again. He had a nice couple of hot, steamy nights and then left. well... You reacted like my little brother and sister after hearing that. But the story doesn't end there, oh no. And so she's broke and can't even get enough for a bus. Even though she'd probably be glad to sell her ass just to get money. And it was up to me to pick her up.
Ugh. Sorry, give me a sec.
For the last couple of days, she left her kids with my parents. And being such sweet angels, they've made a mess of the whole place. Bernardo and Eva are actually staying with me for a couple of days to give them some peace. It doesn't help that I never got along with Diana. And so we're in the car, and she asks how her kids are. And of course, after all the built-up tension, I just exploded. First, I started ranting about how her kids are growing up seeing some messed up stuff. I start scolding her about not taking responsibility, about not taking proper care of her children. I tell her that she's in no place to have all these escapades. And after all that, she just says, "What the hell do you know? You don't have any kids." Yeah, you slutty skank. I don't have kids because I'm not broke just because I refuse to take... But I'm not broke just because I refuse to take a job. I don't have kids, but I'm not leaving them in the first barely familiar house I find. I don't have kids, but I'm not letting the guy who... But I'm not letting the guy that hit me on a regular basis back into my bed. I don't have kids, but I pretty much raised Eva and Bernardo, and they've turned out pretty damn well. I don't have any kids, but I'm not a cheap whore. Damn. I don't know what to say. There's nothing to say. I love me. I love my family.
I love me, family.
I love my family, and I put them above all else. But Diana is seriously pushing the boundaries of what I can allow. Any way I could help? You just did. Eh? I know who I'm dealing with. I'm not one to let stuff like that get to me. I'm still angry as hell, though. And I couldn't just discuss this with any of my family members. I can't tell my mom, your daughter is a slut. I just needed to get all of this off my chest, you know? Well, from what I see, there's a lot more to get off your chest.
It's swollen as fuck.
Nah, all you see there is filled with love and dreams. Is everyone in your family as busty as you? The worst offender is my dad, actually. Kidding, kidding. I guess the only one that didn't get the big boobs gene was Eva. She insists on getting surgery or genetic treatment, but I tell her she's fine the way she is. These can actually be more of a hassle than a blessing. And poor Bernardo. His breasts actually started growing when he was 8. I just hope I didn't take too much from my mother's side of the family. My father's sisters still look quite young, but when menopause hit, my mom lost her looks rather quickly. Any good genes you got from your family, Jill? Good enough skin and hair, I guess. And there's the thing about a shrimp allergy, but as far as but so far I haven't had problems with that. Oh, I see. Hey, you know what worries me the most about the whole Diana situation? How your nephews are turning out? If she leaves them with my mom, they'll turn out better than her somehow. Actually, what worries me is, what if I end up like that too? How so? If I find a good man and settle down, what if he turns out shitty? What if I have a sudden burst where I want to live my life and end up like that?
Literally every single customer that has come into the bar is here to rub salt in the wound.
What if I have kids and I end up neglecting them because of all that? If you ask me, the fact that you're even worried about it is indication enough that you'll be fine. You think? I'm pretty sure. You said before that she pretty much married the guy after a couple of months, right? Yeah. No offense, but those are the kind of people who wouldn't even think about all that. Besides, if any guy ends up marrying you, it's because he passed your irrational standards. Hey! Am I lying? No, but there are things best kept as unspoken truths. I wonder if I'll ever find a good guy. You will. You'll know when the time comes. I sure hope so. For now, the time has come to get another drink. What can I get you? Give me something with ice, but alcoholic, please. Alright. Alma asked for something cold with alcohol.
You are getting a Piano Man.
Here you go. Thanks. I needed to cool down a bit. That's why I'm here. So, you said you felt shitty the last couple of days. Why? Don't think too much about it. Oh, come on. You heard my problems. I want to help you too. Don't worry too much. Right, I almost forgot to tell you something. What is it? My boss is throwing a mega Christmas party this Sunday. You wanna come? Sure. Something tells me this mega Christmas is going to be a mess at my parents' home, so I'd rather avoid it. Are you guys getting chicken? I can get one. To be honest, I wouldn't know. You can bring it if you want. It won't go to waste. Gotcha.
These two voices are way too similar.
Say, Jill, what's your favorite part of the chicken? Favorite part? I guess I like legs the most. Really? I like breast better. Breast is a bit too simple, don't you think? Legs have a better texture.
I'm with Alma here. Chicken breast is the best. I don't like legs because I don't like having to pick off. I don't like bone-in meat like 99% of the time.
Maybe, but simple is usually better. Breast is easier to enjoy than legs, and a lot less messy. You silly girls. Boss? You're there talking about breasts and legs when everyone knows the best parts of the wings. Boss, why's that? Spicy chicken wings. Where did you get spicy chicken wings? From a spicy chicken. You know, spicy chicken, the shop 2 blocks from here. Sorry, let me rephrase. Why are you carrying a bucket of spicy chicken wings? Why aren't you carrying a bucket of spicy chicken wings? Well, because, thought as much. Yo, Armitage. Alma. I know what I said. Will the chicken you're talking about be cooked already?
Wow, I'm really starting to lose the top range of my voice. I nearly just spat all over my microphone by accident.
You might need to heat it up. Better to be cooked otherwise. Great, I expect you here on Sunday at 8 p.m. Thanks. Anyway, I'll be back to my office. And she left the bucket. Want some? Don't mind if I do. Oh, mild spice. Nice. Weird. Maybe she got a mixed up order and that's why she left him here. She usually orders stronger stuff. I found buckets that make my throat itch just from being near them. Oh.
Alma, I love you. I'm ready for you to leave so I can stop doing the back and forth between these voices.
Say, Jill, what kind of guys do you like? That's a sudden question. I'm not too picky with guys, to be honest. I want them to be decent enough. Not jealous, not aggressive, responsible enough to keep a job. That's no good. Do you like them buff? What about tall? No tattoos or piercings, I guess. I never liked either. What about you?
Wow, Jill, your voice is just mutated.
I like them well dressed. If they go out in ironed shirts and well-coordinated clothes, they're sure to catch my eye. And some muscle is also fine too, but sharply dressed males catch my attention faster. And yet you're still single. And that's how I like my men. My potential husband, on the other hand, is a different matter completely. I see. And so can you get me a drink here? The spicy wings turned out to be spicy. What do I get you? Anything, as long as it helps with the spiciness in my mouth. Okay. Let's give her something to help her get over the spiciness of the wings.
Piano woman this time. Aged and mixed. Trying to think what this little like dongle on the glass is. This right here. What is this? This sprite has always confused me.
Here. Phew, it helped. Thanks. Alright, so next question. What kind of girl do you like? you first. Sorry, I don't swing that way. Sure, I have no qualms about saying a girl is cute or cool, but... Nope, I prefer men in my bed. Now you. Shit, just calm down. I guess I like girls with light-colored hair. Light-colored hair? Yeah. You know, like redheads and such. What about white, like your boss? You were just setting me up for that comment, weren't you? Sorry. It's just that when she got here with the bucket of wings, your eyes pretty much started sparkling. Your whole behavior transformed. You became giddy and cheerful all of a sudden. Hey, I can't blame you. She's pretty nice. I just felt like teasing you. So, light-colored hair. What about blondes? Do you like me? Yeah, I guess. Let's say I'm into girls too, and I start hitting on you. Would you go along with it? Nice body, pretty face, and a good apartment? I'd never let you go. Okay then, enough tangents. Why don't you tell me why you were feeling shitty these last days? What? Oh, that. I told you not to think too much about it. And I told you I want to know. Come on, Jill, you've heard my problems so many times. Now I want to help you. Come on, come here. Eh? I told you to sit here, come on. What? What are you? Alright then. Now I'm the bartender and you're the client. I am the bartender now. Hardly. The bartending station only works with me. I see. Okay then, move this here and click here and... Now it works for you, for me, and that dog in the Hawaiian shirt. Why with him too? He's a dog, in a fucking Hawaiian shirt. Right, and how did you even manage to? Oh yeah, hacker, right. Now we've changed roles. You've been feeling shitty. Mind telling me why? It's a long story. I don't even know where to start. Start from the beginning. Okay then. It's something that goes back to my college years. Whoa, that's taking it way back. Back in compulsory education, I never made too much of an effort, but I managed to get high grades. Even in PE, I managed to do well enough to always get perfect grades. And then, of course, when I got to college, shit started getting hard. I had this perfectionist streak that wouldn't let me fail anything. Burning my eyelashes studying, I eventually managed to keep up good grades. After about half of the career, I met a student teacher. Her name was Lenore. And she helped me a lot with my studies. She even got me into stuff that gave me more credits. I really liked her, and after some time I found out that she liked me too. Oh. Oh. We started going out. I met all of her family even, and... You want a drink? What? A drink. Around this time, there's usually a pause that makes you offer a drink to the client. There was no such pause. Please, I want to test out this whole bartending interface. sugar rush, then. You can't mess that up. Right. Jill asked for a sugar rush. Now, how did this thing work again?
Let's get Jill drunk, baby.
Here. Thanks. How is it? Like I said, you can't mess up a sugar rush. I have this gut feeling that with your body you'd make a better bartender than me. You're selling yourself too short. You're cute, you know? People don't go to bars for cuteness, though. You've obviously never been to a cat bar, then. Besides, my boobs can be a hassle when trying to move around this kind of stuff. And so, keep telling the story. Well, as the career went on and on, it got harder and harder. The last year and a half of it became nothing but study session after study session. Investigations, my thesis. When the graduation ceremony came, I had to make a speech, and suddenly, while reading said speech, I almost had a panic attack. In fear of public speaking. I realized I lost about a year and a half of my life. I tried to remember if I did anything fun at all, but all I could remember was studying and investigating new topics. I didn't even enjoy doing all of that, so I was just standing there and the satisfaction of graduating was minimal. I realized I had only gone through the motions, day after day, from high school to graduating. I felt like
Well,
I felt like whole years of my life had slipped through my fingers. I never stopped to think if I enjoyed what I was doing. In fact, I never stopped. But at that point, I stopped, and I realized I needed a breather or something. Did I even like that career? It was all terrifying as hell. I needed all of my strength to not start running like a panicked mess.
So you know, I'll save it for after the whole rant here instead of trying to insert it in the middle.
So a couple of months later, I get an offer to start working at this big research facility. Lenore was ecstatic. She was so proud of me back then. But I was just scared. That would be my job. I'd spend my life expanding on what I did in that year and a half. What if I had a sudden realization like the one I had at graduation, but when I turned 40? I didn't know what to do, but I sure as hell wasn't taking that offer. I told Lenore and she freaked out. She confessed that she was jealous because she never got such a chance. Things devolved pretty quickly. She said one too many things, I said one too many things. In the end, I just stormed out of her house, and I broke a vase in the process. After that, I never spoke to her again. Damn. I'm sorry, I suddenly feel bad for pushing you to tell me all that. Why are you feeling shitty about that after all this time, though? Unless you've been feeling shitty for years. I have, but it's not just because of that. Eh? And the other day, Lenore's sister, Gabrielle, came to this bar. Apparently, Lenore died last week. Localized nanomachine rejection, a heart attack. Apparently, she had it for a long time, but never told anyone. And coincidentally, it got worse after I left. And I just can't stop thinking about it. Wondering if me being there would have made a difference. And if that's true... and if it's true that she had it for such a long time, why didn't she tell me that she was sick when we were together? I don't know, I just feel like all kinds of a failure. Chill. And to make it worse, I also lashed out at Gabby. Yes, she was blaming me for her sister's death and all, but... she's just a kid, for fuck's sake. She lost her sister, pretty much raised her on her own. And to top it all off, I suddenly can't remember what stopped me from apologizing. Pride? Fear? A stupid effort to leave the most awesome person I loved as a thing of the past? Who cares? I lost my chance to apologize to her forever. Truly forever. I'm such a piece of shit. A selfish piece of shit. I honestly don't know what to say. I didn't expect the story to be this. Yo, boob tender. Yes? Can you get me a big beer here? Coming right up. A big beer, a big beer, a big beer. What makes a beer big in this thing?
So I think part of the reason, like, I was gonna say this earlier, but then there was more conversation. So, I have not gone to college. However, I can relate to Jill super heavily because I had a very similar experience at my high school graduation. I had this, like, I don't even know how to properly, like, describe it. Like, the game does such a good job describing it, but, like, it was genuinely, like, as I went up to get my diploma, I had this, like, shock of, like, an existential crisis almost, and I was like, oh, fuck, like, it just, I don't know, this, I go into, like, I've gone into more detail on this in the past, like, in my last Valhalla playthrough, but, like, that whole, like, spiel from Jill, I can relate to super hard. Like, that shit could have been written by me. That feeling of, like, you know, shit, what have I done for the last, like, 3 to 4 years? Like, I don't know. It's one of those things of, like, okay, I'm sharing this not because it's like, you know, oh, pity the streamer or whatever. I'm sharing this because, like, it's an actual thing that, like, I've dealt with. I remember tiny bits and pieces about, like, going to school and stuff. Like, specifically, I remember bits and pieces about high school and about middle school, but a solid, like, I don't know, like 75% of my school experience is just a blank to me. And it's due in part to the fact that, like, you know, figuring out that you're trans and then repressing that you're trans and then figuring it out again and having an existential crisis about it tends to do that. But it's one of those things of, like, you know, there's this huge chunk of, like, just blank. Like, I remember going to classes, but it's not like I can remember, like, specifics about 90% of my classes. It's just like, It's like, I remember I took English classes and math classes, and I remember orchestra, because orchestra was the only thing that was actually fun. But yeah. I don't know. This game captures that, like, it captures it very well, you know what I mean?
Big beer for Jill. Thanks. I need to remember to take care of the cans in my apartment. Do you drink lots of beer? One of the perks of the BTC-issued liver implant is that I can drink lots of beer without getting too wasted. Oh. Hey, Jill. What kind of girl was Lenore? Well... she was calm and smart. Back in college, I was too thick-headed and got riled up easily. Stressed was my default state. So, like you're behaving right now? Shut up, I was worse. Can't picture that. Don't. It's embarrassing. Anyway, she was always there, finding a way to cool me down. She was also able to hold conversations about pretty much every topic. One time I saw her go from talking about video games to talking about sports. All of that variety while still being a hardcore scientist. She would always push me into social interactions if she saw me by myself. If she saw me by myself, she would drag me with her. Watching people is fine, but talking to them is better, she would say. Lenore would always present me to her many acquaintances as the girl I don't mind cuddling with for hours. Man, I'm gonna miss her. After a point, I didn't even think about getting back into a relationship with her, but... she was such an awesome person, I just wanted to apologize. And now... You know, in a cruel twist of irony, she's the one that made me pick up bartending. Oh. Back when I was thinking what the hell to do with my life, I remembered a night we spent in a club. She started talking about how the drinks were synthesized, the chemistry involved, the reactions and all that. Everything sounded so fascinating. I remember saying that her talk made me want to start mixing drinks. And she said, if everything else fails, why not take up bartending? Huh. Interesting. Are you okay? For some value of okay, yeah. It's just... I wanted to thank you, Alma. Thank me? I guess I just needed someone to tell all this to, and you were the one. You volunteered yourself. You insisted on listening to me. You stood there listening to the whole thing from beginning to end. I know I might not be the most expressive person, that I'm not one to spout love and fluffiness, but... I really like you. Maybe I'm just a bartender and you're a client, but I really appreciate your friendship, or at the very least your patronage. I really enjoy working for you. Jill, are you dying? Shut up, I'm trying to have a heart-to-heart here. Sorry, it's just... It's weird for you to get so... sappy. Well, I just realized that the saddest thing is how I'll never be able to make amends. And it hurts like fucking hell, you know? I never, and I mean never, want to feel that way again. I don't want someone to suddenly exit my life and have my last memory of them involve something nasty. I don't want the lingering grief of having burned a bridge on a whim. I want to avoid that at any cost, and if it means breaking character every once in a while, so be it. I'll let everyone know how I really feel about them. And if I ever fight with them, I'll swallow my pride, muster all the courage I can, and be the one to apologize. I hate feeling like this. Hate it, hate it! And that's a nice resolution. Maybe I'll be a copycat and do the same. Alright, enough sappiness. Get back here. I'm on duty, you know. Fine. It's almost closing time anyway. It was fun while it lasted, though. Hey. Yeah. I mean it, you know? Thanks for everything today. Silly Jill. You listen to my problems, and I listen to yours. That's what friends are for, right? Right. I'll be leaving now. Oh, before I forget. Did you ever talk about all this with your parents? They know the basics, but I haven't told them about Lenore's death yet. Why don't you do that sometime? I don't know. I don't want to bother them with my problems. Don't be silly. They're your parents. They live to share your problems. You should try having a talk like this with them sometime. They'll appreciate it. Anyway, I'm out. See you on Sunday. Take care.
Wow. Sorry, give me a sec. Whoops, I forgot to turn the stuff back on before starting to read.
That all that girl sure is nice. Boss, did you hear all that? Not all of it, but a good chunk at the very least. Your expression changed a lot already. It did? You looked happier. That's always good. Anyway, let's call it a day. I expect an even brighter Jill tomorrow. Right. Oh yeah, boss. About those chicken wings. Fucking idiots at the spicy chicken. Sorry, Dana, we don't have enough spices for your order until tomorrow, they said. Is that how they treat their regulars? Call the manager. Boss?
Cherish Titty Hacker. She's a good friend.
Bill paid.
Didn't you have a boyfriend named Bill?
Grand Slam Fighters. Is anyone into wrestling here? I became a huge fan of GSF very recently. It's a really solid product. IMO. Much better than the E. I like the match quality, but I wish they gave importance to the mid-card. They still forcing 66 American Kid into the main event? Yep, he's gonna face Yusuke at the Dome tomorrow. Why don't they push the great DK instead? He's much more talented than 66. Because American Kid actually moves merch, unlike your indie darling. I want to marry Yusuke. Decide for the women's championship. That one should be the main event, not the turd we're getting instead. 66 is pretty good. Just watch some of his work in Japan. Everyone tells me 66 was better in Japan, but all I see is locks and arm bars. Nothing that impressive. Wrestling is fake.
Amazing how I know all the words, and yet I understand nothing.
Oh wait, we don't need to go to the shop for anything today. We paid the electric bill. We did it, everyone. We managed to pay the bills. Ugh. I'm gonna hit you with a quick BRB. I need to go get more water. I just realized that I ran out. Press the BRB button. Let's see how absolutely destroyed my tracking ended up being. Still pretty accurate, actually. Slightly offset, but... Okay. Willem receiving mysterious messages. Update. It looks like we were able to record and transcribe one of the messages sent from one of the compromised signals. Joe Wren, the anchor from our popular TV newscast, served as our very own test subject for the investigation. White noise. Who are you? Are you really alive? Laughs. You're special to me. You're everything to me. It's time to become one. White noise intensifies. End of transmission. Developing.
It's spooky.
Or a made-up story.
Nanomachine rejection has taken 80 lives this year. The Health Observatory just released their annual report on nanomachine rejection cases. The total number of reported cases has risen to 80, an increase from the 65 cases reported last year. Nanomachine pollution was particularly strong this year due to the recent protests, wrote the observatory. Protests caused the police force to release new varieties of nanomachines. Their function is still unclear, but according to our sources, they're intended for crowd control purposes. It's unlikely we will find a cure in the near future, and we can only hope cases like these will become rare in the following years.
I wonder if she's among those 80.
The classic magical girl show, Model Warrior Julianne, is coming back to public television this February after almost 2 decades of absence. Even though the show has been on every on-demand service for a while now, most of Glitch City's citizens need to think twice before subscribing to any non-essential service, especially the lower classes who have a limited number of internet purchases per year. The show's return is certainly welcome. Today's parents will finally be able to share a piece of their childhood with kids without risking dinner or breakfast.
Is that a tear in your eye?
No.
She got her show back. Her show finally got a season 2.
Good evening.
Ah, hey Jill.
How are you feeling? I won't say good, but not that bad, I guess.
That's nice to hear.
Where's Gil? Did he run away again?
Nah, I have him on errand duty, buying the drinks for tomorrow.
That sounds weird coming from the owner of a bar.
Every drink from here would come out of our own funds. So if we're gonna spend money, we might as well get more variety. Besides, those kinds of walks are always good for Gil.
You're the boss. Who's coming so far?
Well, there's the 3 of us, the dogs. You invited Titty Hacker. Gil invited Jamie. Oh yeah, I also invited Dorothy when I called her to spend the night with you.
It sounds good so far.
Invite anyone else you feel like inviting. The more the merrier.
I could, but I bet everyone's made plans by this point.
I thought for a sec, I looked over at my OBS screen and saw this and thought it was one of the dancing gifs, and I was like, shit, did the BRB not turn off properly?
That's true. I'll be in my office. Call me should anything arise.
All right.
Come on, Throat, stop doing this to me.
Time to mix drinks and change lives. Wait here, I'll check inside. Welcome to Valhalla. Oh, a BTC bar. Excuse me, do you know where the Athena Convention Center
Why does that place make people get lost so easily? They should have called it the Minotaur Center. Hold on, let me scribble the directions on a piece of paper. Thanks. Go to the right when you see a building filled with hobos. This should be it. Thanks a lot. Anything else I can help you with? What the hell? I'll have a drink. What about you? Brantini, please. Right. The girl asked for a Brantini. The Lilim freaks me out.
It's really funny. Valhalla, like, because it's published by Yizbrid, Valhalla has a lot of references to Yik, or Y2K is what it actually is, but, everyone I've met calls it Yik, and I refuse to stop calling it Yik. But, it's got a lot of references to it, which is really funny because I have heard nothing but bad things about that game. Like, it's to the point where, like, I kind of want to take a look at it to see if it's as bad as everyone says it is.
Here you are. Thanks.
I forgot what voice.
That's an interesting outfit in this cold season, miss. Well, I'm actually cosplaying, so call me Vela for the time being. And your Lilim friend is... Essentia. Essentia. I get it, you're cosplaying too? Sure, let's go with that. Have you heard of a game called Yik, bartender? That cult classic game that's seen like 3 remastered versions made by 6 different companies this year? That one. We're in a cosplay group dedicated to it, and we got lost on the way. I heard you talking to someone outside. Oh yeah, a friend is cosplaying as Alex. I told him to wait outside.
Alex Yik, there he is. He's been mentioned. You know, it's really funny. I don't even know what kind of game Yik is. Like, it calls itself an RPG, but I don't know if that game has, like, turn-based battles, or if it's, like, a roleplay, or if it's an RPG in, like, different terms. I have not seen anything, like, that isn't shit dialogue from that game. I don't know how that game plays at all.
Shouldn't he enter? He'll be fine. Something amiss? There's a girl behind you. Short hair, black sailor uniform, missing an arm. Wearing jeans under a skirt. Now, don't spook the bartender. Spook? Ahem. Anything else? I'll get a fluffy dream and be on my way. And you? I'm fine. Vela asked for a fluffy dream. The Lilim still freaks me out.
Do you think the team over at, do you think the team at Sukeban Games, like, regrets putting so many references to Yik in their game?
Here. Yep, this is the thing. And seriously though, should you leave your friend outside like that? He'll be fine. He started chatting with one of the vending machines. And they were talking about R&B music. Does your friend prefer the 1980s R&B or the 1970s? 1980s, I think. Oh, shit. Boss, DD, R&B. I'm coming. You see, DD is a 1970s purist. He's tased people for even liking 1980s R&B before. He got tased. Oh, God. He'll be fine. Vending machines have very weak tasers. He'll be confused for a couple minutes, but that'll be that. You should go check on him, though. Right. Thanks again for the directions. Please come again. At least it wasn't Franco-Belgian comic opinions this time. Black sailor uniform. I hope I'm just overthinking it. More importantly, though, jeans under a skirt? Welcome to Valhalla. Oh, hey, Dorothy. Oh, hi, honey. Are you okay? I just kind of wandered in here. I guess I'm a bit distracted. Can Lilum just wander? Can I get you something? Oh, Sugar Rush. Yeah, that. Right. Dorothy seems down. She asked for a Sugar Rush, but hasn't she told me about a drink that cheers her up?
That would be a piano woman. I served her something incorrectly here last time.
Here you go.
Sorry, I definitely did not mean to just cough into the mic.
Mrs. Didn't you say you liked having a piano woman whenever you felt like celebrating or were feeling down?
I like how when I look up, sometimes my neck snaps down.
I did. Oh, wait, I did. You actually remembered such a thing. You're so sweet. I was half expecting her to say she meant a literal piano woman. Glad I was wrong.
I just realized that her eyes have like beating hearts in them. Dorothy is blue screened, everybody.
So much silence. By the way, thanks for staying with me the other day. Turns out I really needed that. So, did you enjoy the soda? Oh, did you find that one out? Was it supposed to be a secret? No, but don't go around telling everybody about that. I did it because it was you who needed my help, but a hug night is usually one of my most expensive services. It is? Hey, I don't know if the client has body odor or something like that. Not to mention, it limits the chances of getting any other client that night. And still, did it help? Yeah, it helped me cool down a lot. So, from what Dana told me, someone close to you died, right? Yeah. Do you want to know more about it? Do you want to tell me about it? I've brought it up enough times already, I think. No problem then. You were sad, and that's all I needed to know. Sorry for the loss, though. I mean it. Thanks. Although I've wondered for a while. Do you really understand death? Sorta, kinda. Our whole database is constantly being backed up in the collective source.
Ugh. I can't hit the peaks of my Dorothy voice. I'm sorry. I'm a fraud.
Even if our bodies are destroyed, we can be deployed again with our personalities and memories intact. So our concept of mortality might be different. We do have a fear of death, though. You do? We can't even begin to understand the idea of not being redeployed. While we have built-in warnings, the mere idea of that nothingness is paralyzing. And there are a few that don't mind it, but we do fear death, and we don't wish it on anyone.
Wow. Man, I'm realizing more and more that I probably shouldn't have been streaming Valhalla tonight. I just dumped water down the front of myself. Shit. Hope I didn't get any on, like, my desk. Luckily, it wasn't much of a spill, but, ugh. I still dumped water down the front of myself. Good move, Maddie.
In fact, that was the argument used for abolishing the whole 3 laws thing. You seem quite knowledgeable about robot history. And seeing what others have done to make sure I live the way I do helps me not take things for granted. And seriously though, those laws were bullshit. Can't harm humans, can't disobey humans unless it's about hurting them. And you can protect yourself as long as it doesn't harm humans. I mean, sure, the first AIs were just helpers and tools. But how could those laws still apply to them after they achieved self-awareness? Who in their right mind would abide only by rules inscribed in some book, or in some old book? If I remember correctly, those were only the distilled versions of the laws some writer imagined over 100 years ago. And they were a reduced version of all of his ideas. However, many authors afterwards took to them like they were the very laws of physics or something. And like many other things, people distill and exaggerate what they need and use it in their favor. Wow, you're a nerd. Look who's talking. Let's change the subject a bit, though. Mood's getting gloomy. Your apartment is very comfy, you know? It's a tad small, though. Sorry about that. And your cat is so cute. What was his name again? 4. Why 4? I figured if you ever got lost, at least I wanted to be able to yell 4. It happened once. You'd be surprised at how many golf players you run into. And every time you play with him, you can say it's foreplay.
I like that one.
Yeah. He was also named after someone. Really? Who?
Yeah, wow.
A Willem kid that wanted to transcend. What? A movie character or something? Sure, let's go with that. Do you want anything else? Let's see if you know me that well. Give me something I like. Okay, then. WWDO. What would Dorothy order?
Fun fact, you can give her another piano woman here, and she has custom dialogue for it as well.
Here. Good, but that's cheating. You just served me this drink. It's still right, isn't it? Yep. I still can't believe you actually remembered what I said about the piano woman. It's always good to keep note of what regulars like, you know? I've wondered for a while, though. Why do you keep coming back here? For you, of course. Come again? Why else would I come if not to see you? You're one of the few people willing to hear me out. Always filled with curiosity. And you're cute. Talking to cute people is always nice. There's also the bar. The way it's insulated from the noise of the city, it's really comfortable. And it's just a bit away from the street I'm always at. A win-win situation. I see. It was weird to see you so down, though. Especially since you're always so lively. Well, I wasn't down, really. I was just thinking about a lot of things. Like what? Ugh. Well, my mom, guardian, asked me to go home on Monday for a bit. And as much as I love her, being with her is usually tiring. Guardian? That whole thing about someone taking care of a Lilum after they're deployed until they reach maturity, right? Yep, and I'm proud to say that I reached psychological maturity.
I'm making disgusting noises into the microphone.
And I'm proud to say that in just 1 year, I reached psychological maturity. Jesus fucking Christ, why is that sentence so hard? And they always try to keep a varied pool of volunteers to make the collective source grow faster. And so, what's wrong with your guardian? Well, she still treats me like a kid. The worst part is that sometimes I fear she might see me as some sort of replacement for her dead daughter. Huh? Dead daughter? I was deployed to her not long after she lost her daughter. A contrived coincidence, really. Even when I was still developing self-awareness, I always feared she might be using me as a replacement. She didn't, though, or at least not consciously. At times, she would just stop doing something or return a gift she's given me. If she felt like she was projecting too much of her daughter onto me. What irony that years later I'd make a living pretending to be someone else in the bedroom. How's that? Well, most of the time my job involves role-playing. A daughter, a student, some helpless kid. It means I've gotten many clients looking exactly for that. But on the other hand, from a professional standpoint, I'd rather have them hire me because I'm me. Because of my character, not because I'm the one that roleplays as little girls. Maybe I need to exaggerate some attribute. Oh, what's the problem with your guardian then? If you do that on a daily basis, why worry about it? Because
I'm gonna take a sip of water. The water is helping.
Because I don't want to make her sad. Every time I visit her, I feel like she might look at me and see her daughter. That seeing me makes her sad. At this point, I don't even care if she's projecting her daughter onto me. I just don't want to make her feel sad. Did you try talking to her? How so? Telling her just what you said to me. Clear up those fears. I mean, unless she's not the kind to want anyone opening up to her, that is. I never really thought about talking to her about that. It doesn't sound like something you just bring up, though. Keep it in mind, at least. Maybe she'll appreciate the gesture. I wouldn't know, though. I haven't met her. She's a really nice woman. I think the problem is mostly with me, I think. Well then, I'm taking my break. Oh, I'll be leaving then. No, what I was trying to say is that I'm taking my break. You wanna come? Really? If you don't mind talking on a chilly night in an alley behind the bar, that is. I've done worse in alleys. Let's go. Boss, I'm taking my break. Alright. Want one? Are you really offering a little girl a cigarette? Now you're a little girl? I always am. Innocence, however, is another matter entirely. But anyway, thanks, no. Smoking seriously messes with my air filters, and they're a hassle to replace. Don't mind me, though. Smoke to your heart's content. Thanks. So, why don't you tell me about this guardian of yours? I want to know what kind of woman she is. Sure. Well, her name is Sophia Graham. Graham?
That is pronounced as Graham, by the way. And we know because we met her daughter. Or will meet her daughter, I guess.
She's a retired PE teacher. Nowadays, she works at the gym during morning shift. She's pretty fit, if I do say so myself. She had a daughter. Apparently, she's suffered from nanomachine rejection all her life. And when she finally healed, she was hit by a truck. What was her daughter's name? I don't know. I never asked, really. Are you okay? I'm reading fear. Or is that surprise? It's hard to tell. I'm fine, yeah. Wait, read? Well, I don't see emotions like you do. I have to make do with a combination of body heat readings, face recognition, and context. I'm still a bit confused about some, but I've gotten better with time. Anyway, you're sure you're fine? Yeah. I'm scared or surprised. She's not wrong, though. Oh, wait, does that mean your last name isn't really Hayes? Hayes is just my artistic name. Sounds more exotic. And that's what people usually look for in this business. I tried other names, though. Dolores Hayes, Genesis Graham. I tried Dorothy Warrior once, but a legal team came out of nowhere and stopped me cold. So, what's your legal name, then? Rebecca Dorothy Willow Graham. A bit of a mouthful, if you ask me. So, Dorothy's actually your second name. Should I call you something like Becky, then? People have always called me Dorothy rather than Rebecca for some reason. That's why I chose it. It's useful, too. People have tried to falsify stuff using my name, and they always get caught. Because they use Dorothy Hayes as their name? Yep. Only my mom, Guardian, calls me Rebecca. So it's weird to hear it from others. What about Willow? Willow's my first surname, actually. When I got registered, my guardian was married to a guy who had Willow as his last name. Shortly after I...
Wow, my voice keeps cracking on that shortly after.
Shortly after I joined their household, they separated, so I was left with his family name first. Hold on. So your real name in short would be Rebecca Willow? Doesn't have the same pizzazz if you ask me. Or to it if you ask me. Whatever you say, Becky. Stop it. It'd be like if I called you Julianne all of a sudden. Whoa, that was anger I read just now. Lots of anger. I think it's weird enough already if you call me Jill instead of Honey. Weird, huh? How you can end up feeling associated with a name that's not yours. I have an uncle that always called me Tina. He kept calling my cousin Tina Jill for some reason. Neither of us mind it though, because he's calling us what he thinks we're called instead of mixing us up. That, and it's completely useless to try to correct him. But you know, maybe that effect is true for your clients too. How so? Well, you're worried about your clients not hiring you because you're you, right? But think about what happens when it's announced that a character will be played by a different actor. And sure, it's a character, but people are also going for the actor playing the character. And so you're saying they go for my roleplay instead of just mere roleplay? Sounds too far-fetched. Sounds plausible, actually. Okay, honey, I'll take my leave now. I don't want to take up all your break. And thanks for the chat. See you at the party tomorrow. Bye. I need to remember to buy more cigars.
Cigars are very different things than cigarettes. Cigars are fat.
Back. Did I miss something? Unless you count the worst PPV main fight I've seen all year. Not really, no. Alright. Going out? I'll have word with Go-Go outside. He was so hyped for that match. He must be devastated. Okay. Welcome to Valhalla. Oh, hi, Say.
Ugh. Don't mind me, I'm just inhaling water off while I'm muted.
Good evening, Jill. How are you doing? The nightmares have stopped, so I'm sleeping better. How about your injuries? My bones are healing nicely. My wound's finally closed. The scars itch a bit, though. Well, that's good to hear. Are you by yourself today? Yeah, I'm running a couple of errands by myself today, but I wanted to come here for a while. I also noticed the big guy from last time is outside. Buster, Stella doesn't want me alone while I'm still healing. So
She suggested taking him with me.
Ah, I see. What can I get you?
Something cold.
Sure. Something cold for say.
Here. Yeah, this is the one.
Why drink something cold when the weather outside is so cold too?
It's not that cold, actually. But I've always had decent tolerance for the cold, so I'm not a good reference.
And so Stella isn't with you today?
She's throwing a mega Christmas party tomorrow and is having a meeting today. I'm just helping her by checking on some of the things she ordered.
And here I was all ready to invite you to the party we're throwing tomorrow.
You're throwing a party too? Sorry about that. I can't really say no to Stella. Maybe next time?
If there is a next time at all. Don't worry about it. It's not a big deal.
I want you to know that I want you to have a good time. Have fun. Drink a couple of beers in our honor.
I will then. What are Stella's Christmas parties like?
They're really big. There's lots of food, drinks, and music. Sometimes there's too much food, though. So at the end of the party, she lets the staff take home whatever's left. And she also buys toys for all the children of her staff members.
Ow, shit. That's just not being my night, is it? I don't know what I did, but like I pulled my wrist in a weird way.
Really?
And she says something about taxes or whatever, but during the whole thing, she just shines. She carries a beaming smile that I don't see any other day of the year. Many of the kids have even started calling her Auntie Ella. And Stella always does her best to put up a tough girl facade, but she's very much in touch with her inner child. Christmas, Easter, Halloween, name a party and she most likely celebrates it big.
Interesting.
Do you like parties, Jill?
I don't mind them. They're a good place to see people. I'm not one to actively look for parties to attend, though. I just don't mind going to them.
Ah, I see. I only go to parties that Stella's attending, because otherwise I just stand there without anything to say.
Introvert and extrovert moment.
That, and I'm not one to wear dresses, you know?
You're not?
I'm a tad too ripped. They don't look cute on me.
Incorrect.
Although, with all this healing I have to do, I won't be as fit for a while. They're too, breezy, too. I feel like I'm wearing nothing. But I bet you look good in a dress, Jill.
It's been years since I last wore one. I wouldn't know. The last time I wore one, I remember worrying my arms were too thin or something like that.
We all have a complex, huh? I mean, even Stella has her own.
That's hard to imagine.
Oh, but she does have one. She distresses a lot about her bust size.
Really? She's not that small. I think I'm smaller than her, in fact.
Actually, it's the opposite. The opposite kind of complex, I mean. She's a bit self-conscious about having a big chest.
Really? Again, I've seen bigger chests than hers, to be honest. Although, I guess comparisons are useless here. They rarely help with complexes.
Well, she does go the extra mile to hide it.
In fact, I have no idea how she does it. I mean, I've seen her before and after she tucks them away, but I guess I've never cared enough to ask the specifics. That's also why when she goes out, she styles her hair in those, drills. They look a bit drilly, don't they? She styles her hair like that to help divert attention away from her chest. She seems affluent enough. Why not go through a reduction surgery? Because she also kind of likes having that size. She takes her bust size after her mom, and Miss Carmine is quite proud of her chest. Puffing out your chest is a sign of confidence, and a bigger chest means more confidence to show. She says something along those lines a lot. Still has quite the admiration for her mom, so I guess breast reduction would feel like betraying her? Huh. I'm making it sound like she's hiding J-cups or something like that. I guess in a taller or thicker person, her size would be normal. She's just a bit shorter or thinner than the norm. Do you get self-conscious about your bust size, Jill? Not really. I've been more self-conscious about my height. Although it usually comes up whenever not being average height hinders me somehow. What about you? Yes and no. It's not my bust size, but rather that I look too manly sometimes. And I can't help but wonder if bigger boobs would help with that. You're fine, don't worry. Thank you. Can I get you anything else? Do you have something non-alcoholic? I do, give me a sec. Something non-alcoholic for say.
All blended.
Here. Thanks. You're not one to drink that much alcohol, are you? It makes me feel sleepy, or at the very least makes my legs go numb. It's an annoying feeling, to be honest. It makes me wonder what's so good about getting drunk. I mean, I'm not above it, but it's not exactly a pleasant feeling. You feel like you're sleepy even when you're not. Your legs go numb, everything starts sounding funnier than it really is. What's so good about not being able to control yourself? That's a good question, actually. Usually people like feeling numb because that numbness helps them forget their problems. Even if we don't talk about alcohol, there's a portion of people that can't afford food. Or who are suffering from some pain that only alleviates when drunk or high. It doesn't sound really logical on paper, but then again, humans are rarely, if ever, logical creatures.
Oh.
Despair and pain cloud your judgment and make you do stupid things sometimes. Yeah. I've seen that firsthand. This world has an ugly side that nobody deserves to be a part of. There's also a matter of addiction, you know? You start just liking the drink, but then you need more of it before you know it, you're hooked. Oh yeah, that too. So, tell me, what kind of party are you guys throwing? Nothing fancy. It'll just be me, Boss, Gil, and a couple of regulars. And they'll bring food, we'll chat for a while, and that's it. Man, that sounds so good. At least better than the whole planning madness Stella's throwing right now. If you ever throw something like that again, you let me know, you hear? Sure. Hey, Say? Yeah? What do you plan on doing now? I'm gonna check out one last errand before I go home. No, I mean, what do you plan on doing now with the White Knights disbanded and all? To be honest, I don't know. I never prepared a plan B because I figured if you can go with plan B, why not make it the plan A? I'm not the brightest person, so I never graduated from college, or even high school. I could go for a position with the police, but it wouldn't be as thrilling. And I'm tired of blatant corruption. Sick of it. Oh. But I'm alive. Hmm? I learned something after that hell in Apollo Trust. Life is not something you can just throw away easily. Clawing my way out of that place made me realize how much I want to be alive. The body count left in the bank was ridiculous, but I'm still here. I don't know what I'll do, but I'm alive. I'll figure it out sooner or later. That's nice to know. Well, I gotta go. Bye, Jill. Good luck with the party.
Her voice started wearing out there as well.
Please come again. Welcome to Valhalla. Oh, hi, Mr. Detective.
Finally, a masculine voice. Hey there, girl. Give me a strong drink, won't you?
All right. Something strong for Mr. Detective. Perhaps something manly?
Okay, this is too big to be. Wait, what? Oh. Whoops. It's too big to be big. Do you ever think that, like, Jill just sits there blending a drink and just lets it sit there and the client's just sitting there like, bartender? Bartender. You're sitting there shaking that drink for a long time. Because you can let that sit for as long as you want.
Here you go.
Yes, this'll do.
So, what brought you here?
Nothing special, I was just working on a case and happened to be in the area.
What kind of work?
Tracking someone. A gun for hire.
What about the girl, Crimson something?
I'm tracking that girl.
Didn't you just get out of that job?
I did, but the guy offered a huge amount of money and, well, I just couldn't refuse again.
Well, it's your life, not mine. I wonder though, there has to be more to that whole thing than just acting as a middleman to look for some murderer.
Say, how safe is this place?
We're protected by the BTC property laws, the walls are soundproof, and I really couldn't give less of a shit about selling info to anyone.
Okay then. Wait, soundproof walls? Why?
Did you see those vending machines outside? They're quite talkative. They're quite talkative, the bastards. It'd be annoying without those walls.
Alright then. Have you heard of a Lord Lance Lavender?
Nope.
He's some big name from oh, I forgot about the fucking Kanye-vania. This bit of the game has not aged well. His blood apparently has some weird reaction to Glitch City's nanomachines. Once in contact with the air, it does nothing. But if it's still fresh and touching someone's blood, nanomachines will initiate a reaction. Essentially, they'll just eat through the other person's body until there's nothing left. They're using him as a guinea pig to see what causes the rejection and if it could be used to fight nanomachine rejection.
Uh-huh.
Well, turns out the Crimson Rose is his daughter. Left years ago to earn her living here and hasn't seen her, and he hasn't seen her ever since.
He could be lying, you know.
Doubt it. Did my research. It really is his daughter.
Why didn't you figure that out earlier?
I had no clue who was making the contract. Tracking all the messages to the source would have been too costly. Knowing who the sender was made things easier.
I see. Can I get you anything else?
What about a cobalt velvet?
Okay. Cobalt Velvet for Mr. Detective here.
$10 Karmatrine. What? 4, 6, 10. Oh, I aged it instead of on the Rockstead. Also, I haven't shown this off. You can drag these in. This is how I did my entire first playthrough, was doing this, and it was agonizing.
Here you are.
Oh, you actually did it.
Were you expecting me to mess up so you didn't have to pay?
No.
So what made you accept the contract anyway, keeping in mind all the risks you told me last time?
He told me he wanted to see her again. One last time. Or at the very least deliver her message.
He could have been lying.
Yes, people lie, you made your point. Even then, I feel like I couldn't say no. I mean, I know what it's like not being able to find your daughter. What it's like being apart from her, not knowing what she's doing or even if she's alright.
You do?
I have a daughter. She's about your age. When she was a teen, we had a big fight, and she ran away from home. At first, I just waited for her to show up, and then I started getting worried, and I went out to find her. And I couldn't find any trace of her. Nobody had seen her. Soon I was worried if something might have happened to her. I guess that's how my tracking skills and list of contacts began to grow. I finally found her, taking cover in some dumpster, unconscious from starvation. So yeah, I couldn't just say no to his request of finding his daughter. But I don't expect you to understand.
And so, how's the search going?
I'm very close to finding her. That girl's pretty good at covering her tracks. Compared to the her from before the bank incident, she seems slower somehow. Either she's let her guard down or something else is happening.
What will you do when you find her?
I have this letter I'm supposed to deliver to her. I don't know what it says, and I don't want to find out.
What if she tries to kill you?
I might not look like it, but I can take care of myself, bartender. You don't stay so long in this business without picking up a couple of tricks.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Okay, I better be back to work before our trail goes cold.
Please come again. Are you done?
Or whoops.
Yeah. Okay then, I want you here tomorrow at 8 p.m. No working beforehand, the bar will be closed tomorrow. Come dressed in your absolute best. We're having a party after all. Alright. Where's Gil, by the way? He stored all of our things at his home because of how close it was to the stores. So I told him to go home already and bring the stuff tomorrow. I see. Well, see you tomorrow, boss. Hold on, wait a bit and I'll go with you. Oh, sure, thanks.
Merry Mega Christmas. Let us celebrate Santa's resurrection as the Mega Santa that saved Christmas from the Redmonds. Alrighty then.
I'll bring you leftovers.
So, if I'm not mistaken, the last money milestone that you need to break is 10,000 for rent on day 16 or 17. Mega Christmas is here. I'm way too used to Christmas, but the mega tradition here in Glitch City is mega comfy. I know it's an incredibly absurd name, and the holiday isn't any less crazy due to its origin, but I find it amazing how Glitch City managed to replace the original festivities. Some places celebrate Christmas eating fried chicken, but here they outright changed the holiday. Well, it's not that different, considering they still have the same dates, but it's still pretty cool. Whoop, gotta go. Time to sign some books. Alright. Was it Mega Christmas or Mega Christmas?
Don't know, don't care.
Well, I'm receiving mysterious messages. Update 2. Messages have suddenly stopped and everything is normal again. Still, we can't stop wondering what's the deal. Was it a prankster or someone who just discovered how to subvert public communication channels in Lilim? Either way, some reports indicate that Lilim behavior has been rather unusual as of late. Although we can only imagine the confusion they were going through. Not the first time. Let's not forget that something similar happened 5 years ago when Lilim advancement was at its historic high. Fortunately, nothing came out of it. Will it happen again? Time will tell.
Spooky. A bit, yeah.
Is it sexist to have an army of robot women? I'm pretty sure Kanye Vania went through demilitarization before. The ones without artificial intelligence, mind you. King of the West, Kanye. Fuck. I hate this part of this game. This is the one part of the game that I, like, consistently have blocked from my memory. From the western nation of Kanye Vania has approximately 6,000 robot soldiers, all of whom look like the hottest girls around. But is this show of quirkiness from the wacky dictator problematic? Those dictators from Venezuela or whatever do whatever they want. They just don't give a shit. Mariana Zimmer, 35, told the Augmented Eye during a street interview. They're all pretty hot, though. If I was him, I'd have done the same. Why bother with the real thing when you can just make them from scratch? God. To match your every needs. Or as we investigate. Wow. That reference, that is like... I've never watched Yuru Yuri, but like I'm aware of Yuru Yuri. Yuru Yuri is the best show this season. If you weren't a fan of Yuri Slice of Life shows already, then be prepared to join the Moe Church this season with the premiere of Yuru Yuri, one of the funniest shows I've seen in recent years. Pals of the popular Danger U forum seem divided, however. It's such obvious pandering. Remember when anime was about women doing womanly things and beating the shit out of each other? What is this trash? You girls are just haters who hate their lives. I'm gonna marry Shinasu. Wake me up inside. You can catch Yuri Yuri every Friday on RSTV. Wanna watch it?
Anime's for nerds.
Man, thinking about it, that's kind of crazy. This playthrough might end up being the same amount of parts as my original Valhalla playthrough, which is nuts. Because my original Valhalla playthrough was done in 2-hour parts.
Good evening. Jill, I told you to come in the nicest clothes you have. You came in your uniform. These are the nicest clothes I have with me. Besides, you and Gil are in your uniforms too. Well, I can't really show up in casual clothing. I'm being monitored. What about the kilt you wore that one time? I'm still surprised that one didn't break the dress code somehow. And you, Gil?
I don't have that many clothes to begin with.
You people depress me. Well, everything's in place back there. Ah, Alma's here. You know, there was a time when people greeted others before saying stuff like that. Come on, Jill, greet her properly. Welcome to Valhalla. Wait. Man, if that's not a sign that you need to ease up on the work, I don't know what is. Shut up, it's become a reflex. Wait, Alma also came in her usual attire. Why aren't you saying anything to her? Ribbed sweaters get a free pass. Why? Silly question, never mind.
Jamie came earlier too. The dogs went to get him some ice. Or to get him some ice.
Don't we have ice?
I can't toggle the ice.
Trying to take it out of the bartending station is a chore, so it's better to buy some outside. Huh. What were you doing back there, Alma? Setting up the food warmer. The what? I bought it through.
Wow. Dana goes into the gremlin voice, apparently.
I bought it 3 days ago. It's amazing. It looks just like a set of wires, but you can create a frame with them. Put the food inside it, press a button, and watch as it warms the food up, just like a microwave. It's an infomercial bauble, though. Really useful, but tricky to handle at the same time. One wrong move and we'll be out of food for the night. Everything will be scorched in a second. Oh. And so you bought infomercial stuff too? Haven't you? It's at the very least a good idea for gifts. Well...
Oh god, Dorothy's voice. I have to muster Dorothy's voice.
Dynamic entry! Finally, at least somebody came after me. Is it weird that I've already heard that 3 times in the last hour?
I like that one. That was a good one.
Oh, don't be like that. She's not saying it out of malice or anything. She just found it funny. You're taking her side now? Jealous. You wish. You don't need to fight for me. We're not. I'll go check the microwave wires thingy. I'm starting to get hungry.
I wonder if this microwave wires thingy is a reference to something that I just don't understand. Because this game is chocked full of references that I don't understand.
Great idea.
Back.
Oh.
Ah, hello, Jill. Soldier, you're late.
Hey, Jay. See, that's how you greet people. You shut it. I'll go help. I'll go help Sweater Pups.
Am I wrong?
She's not good with dogs.
Oh.
Alright, we're all here, so we can start. Yo, Anchorage. Alma. I know what I said. How's the food going?
Also, all of the different things that, fun fact about this game, all of the different things that Dana refers to Alma as, are all, like, different, they're, like, different ways or methods of hacking, or, like, hacking programs. I forget what exactly they are, but it's something along those lines.
I know what I said. How's the food doing? It's doing well, but it'll take a bit. Can't you speed it up? I've used those microwave wire things before. It's either warm nicely but slowly, or burn that bitch. So, how long? 15 minutes or so. A bell will ring when the time comes. We need to kill some time then. Alright, let's play Truth or Dare. What?
I'll pass. Games are for kids.
I'm in.
Sure, I'll play.
Sounds fun, as long as the butts stay away from me. It'll make the time pass faster. You'll play.
Truth or Dare time!
Alright then, rules are simple. If you're picked, you get to pick either Truth or Dare. After you finish, you get to pick somebody else. We go like that until food's done. What about punishment games? Those are a hassle. Just issue new questions or challenges until the other person complies. That said, Jill. Yes? You start. Pick someone. Oh, let's see.
Okay, so last time I think I did... Here's the crazy thing about this. The Truth or Dare minigame has so much dialogue. I think you get 3 choices, if I'm not mistaken. But you get, it's like you get to pick 3 of the people here. And depending on the order that you pick them in, they have different dialogue. Like, there is so much dialogue for this segment.
Okay then, Gil. What do you pick?
Truth.
What's your last name?
Dare. I picked Dare.
Try to make a sugar rush with your eyes closed.
Closed. All right. Here.
This is a beer. Well, it works, I think.
My turn, right? Well,
Me! Pick me!
you, the dog.
Come on! Dare. I dare you.
No, I'm the one that dares you.
Bring it on.
Sit.
Sir, yes, sir.
You're not sitting.
Sir, yes, sir.
Whatever, you did it.
Alright, you, the blonde. Pet me. Whatever. Your hands are cold. Colder than your usual hands, I guess. Alright then, Jill. I'll go with Dare. Give me a shoulder massage. Really? Really? Okay. You're good at this. My grandpa taught me how to years ago. How old were you when your grandpa died? 14 or so if memory serves right. And then he was... Sorry, need to use the bathroom. Jill, what did that massage...
Whoops, that was closer to Dorothy's voice.
Jill, what did that massage do exactly? It was a regular massage. I might have accidentally unclasped your bra, though. It felt like something snapped. Well, just imagine the pressure the poor thing must be subject to.
You have a pretty triumphant look on your face, though.
Wouldn't you?
I wonder.
If everyone's done talking about my bra, let's move on. I wonder how long until the food is done.
I could just pick on Gil.
Alright, boss, pick. Truth me. How did you get your arm? On second thought, dare me. Lift Gil by the neck of his shirt. Okay.
Eh? What?
Happy. I guess. Who cares? I didn't hear about your arm.
I do. I care.
Alright, Gil, now that I have you in this position, answer me.
I didn't pick.
You're in no position to pick. Now answer. Did you live in Scotland for 2 years?
Scotland? No.
I guess that rules out a couple of possibilities.
Chief.
What? Oh, right. I'm still lifting you. Sorry.
And now she apologizes. I guess it's my turn. Hey, Alma, truth or dare?
Dare. Oh, I have a suggestion. You stay quiet. Fine.
How strong are those arms of yours?
It's still my muscles under them, so not very. Although not having fleshy skin makes things easier. Wait, that's truth, not dare.
I just wanted to make sure. I dare you to break this nut with your hands. I got this one last time, I think. I'm remembering the rest of this conversation and it's making me crack up.
Okay.
Oh, that was easy.
Holy shit, Gil, are you really into that?
Eh?
Asking a woman to break a nut in her hands and then watching her eat it, does that turn you on?
Eh?
Wait, is this an actual thing that turns guys on? I need to know for professional reasons. You're a pervert, Gilbert.
Gil. Wait, that was close this time.
My turn then. Alright. Hey, Joe, pick. Truth. Okay then. What's your most embarrassing childhood dream? Elaborate? For example, when I was a girl, I wanted to be a professional puzzle master, just like my role model, Professor Layton.
Actually, I guess he's a professor of archaeology, isn't he?
I guess in a way I accomplished that, but you understand. I wanted to be a ventriloquist. Huh? When I was a child, I liked the show called Lucia's Funhouse. The one with the women in the house with all the talking stuff. That one. My parents divorced when I was around 6, I think. Mom was on tour with an orchestra and my dad was working constantly. I spent a lot of time with my grandpa, but he slept a lot, so I was on my own most of the time. I like to pretend things like chairs or beds could talk, and since AI wasn't so advanced back then. Anyway, I went to a magic show once, and there was this guy making a puppet talk. My dad told me I was a ventriloquist, so I was kind of obsessed about wanting to be one. Even today, I'd be lying if I said that I didn't think about it every now and then. So that's why you pretend 4 can talk. She what? Nothing. I'm getting hungry.
Dorothy.
Okay then, Dorothy. Dare. Do something freaky. Like removing my head? Removing your... Because I can remove my head with no problem. Do you want me to remove my head? I'll pass, but I'll take your word for it. Anyone want to see that? No.
Hey, wait, you've already seen Headless Lilim. You worked on, that was a canon thing that you talked about earlier, is that you worked R&D and Lilim maintenance. No, thank you.
I do, but I don't want to be the party pooper here. Fine, I guess it's my turn now. Hey, Dana, what do you pick? I'll pick Truth. If you had to marry Honey or John, who would you pick? Probably Jill. I mean, she's cute, she's smart, and I kind of own Gil anyways, so it's kind of redundant. Speaking of Gil, truth or truth, fuckboy?
Pick one for me.
Well, where were you born?
I don't really know. It's one of those things I can't remember. It was never informed about. Strangely, I do remember an early childhood in the Arctic, of all places.
The Arctic, huh? Just huh? A bell? Food's ready. Finally.
Let's go.
You guys go ahead. I'll have a quick smoke outside. Careful. Truth or dare, huh? It was fun, I guess. Hey.
These two voices are too similar. Why do these two have to have the same voice? I ran into this problem last time I played this game too.
I mean, hello. A bit late for the hello, don't you think? Want one? You know I don't smoke. True. Are you leaving already? Yeah, technically we celebrated Mega Christmas yesterday. But I just got a message that Diana is making a ruckus, so I gotta leave. Good luck with that. Speaking of ruckus, how have you been doing? Fine, I guess. All of this has helped keep my mind off things for a while.
Hey Sachi, how are you doing?
Is it weird to feel the absence of someone who you had no contact with whatsoever for the last 3 years? Ask Katyusha, or any of the old literature maidens whose spouse went to war types. I mean, even if you had no contact with her, maybe she was constantly on your mind.
House of Dragons is a show you're not sure how to feel about. Also, Sachi, I meant to ask you, did you ever finish Pico 8 Celeste?
If you tweak the circumstances, it's not different from one of you going to a war. I guess.
Did you get all the strawberries?
Well, although the circumstances make me not want to, I've gotta go. Careful out there. Oh yeah, you should take the chance and spend this time with everyone inside, don't you think? Yeah, she's right. Hey, Jill's back.
Is it the stupid one that's right up next to the screen transition? Different one that required a key. The one that's right up next to the top of the screen fucks me up every time I try to play Pico 8 Celeste. We're looking at the moon. And the hole that got blasted into it. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised that the only Steam achievement for Pico 8 Celeste is beating it. Yep. 10,000.
You've been using that hoodie a lot lately.
Shut up.
Holy shit, the moon as a whole, Symphogear reference. Do I want to start the next day or do I want to end for tonight? Man, how... Okay, I'm actually really, like... I need to check this. Oh, wow. This is actually, like... I may be stupid. I thought that my original Valhalla playthrough was, only 5 parts. It's 7 parts, actually. Huh. So we need to go and buy the Alex figurine from Yik. There he is, Alex from Yik. His beard grows in real time. Get yicked. Model Warrior returns to TV. Anyone watching it? I don't even have a TV. So useless. Julianne is old and busted. I heard you talking shit about my waifu like I wouldn't find out. Gonna be censored? I don't think so. The show is rather tame. What does AFAIK mean? Oh wait, it's as far as I know, isn't it? I'm stupid. I'm going to marry Julianne. Oh man, I remember watching the show back when I was like 10. I think I discovered porn thanks to it. It's... This is gonna be, this is the in-universe version of Totally Spies, which also just got a reboot. Never discover Rule 34 for the first time again. Why keep trying? Never seen this show before. Is it just any good or is it a meme? It's a meme show. There's nothing outstanding. What about the sequels? Are those going to be broadcast as well? Sequels are shit.
Is your lip trembling?
No.
Lich City Olympics return next year. Don't bring up Kanye-vania, please. For the 10th consecutive year, the GC Olympics returns to the emblematic Super Silver Thunderdome. This time with a representative from the elusive country of Kanye-vania. Fuck. Prime Minister Quincy, who's in charge of the committee, told the Augmented Eye it wasn't easy getting in touch with Kanye, and that we had to abide by some of his religious rules in order to see some of their best competitors come to the country. Kanye-vania's main religion, Kanyeism, prevents the existence of nanomachines inside the body, and as such, competitors from said country have to perform special treatments in order to repel the swarm. It's a temporary solution, but it'll do the trick.
I'm guessing tacky bodysuits weren't practical for sports.
Small bits of this game haven't aged well, but this game is great. Poorly aged thing, Kanye. Yeah, exactly. You won't believe what happens in this cartoon. Cartoons are not for children. They're still largely colorful, but the themes they touch have become rather dark, in fact. Every cartoon on the air today has dark themes. It's come to the point where innocent animated characters are no longer a thing. Suppose children are young adults from birth now? But enter Touch Fluffy Tale, a new show that aims to challenge the current trend. No deep lore, no obscure adult references, no stupid deep plots, just fun with numbers and fluffy tales, says a TFT producer, who has to remain anonymous to avoid internet backlash. I don't want death threats for making a cartoon for actual kids.
Stop. I rescued you. I touch your tail if I wanna.
Street race at Motor City leaves 2 dead. Motor City District is notorious for the number of illegal street races it sees each week, the dozens of injured drivers it leaves every year. This time it has been reported that 2 people died during the race hosted at the Gate Highway, otherwise known as Death Lane. The Transit Police is currently investigating the deaths, as well as the underground world of illegal street racing. We have several suspects in regards to who is running this underworld, but nothing concrete as of yet. Chief of Transit Police Department J. Esposito told the Augmented Eye. The death of these 2 youngsters will be the last, however. That's a promise.
I've heard there's a defamation campaign against the district, though. Good evening. Hey, Jill. Gil's in the back sorting out the ingredient shipment, and I've got things to do. The dog's in charge. Okay, bye. What? Wait, the dog what?
Okay, first order. Pet me.
No.
Pet me.
No.
I'm in charge, and I want you to pet me.
Time to mix drinks and change lives.
Hey, Jay.
Won't pet you.
You'll pet me sooner or later. They all do.
Won't.
Will?
You called?
He said Will, not Gil.
Ah. Who the hell is Will?
Nobody.
Don't be rude with poor Will.
There's no Will.
You need me to psych you up then?
Shut up.
Who? Me or Will?
Ah. You go back to whatever it is you're doing.
All right.
And you, stand by.
Only if you pet me.
Go. The fuck just happened?
Well, aren't we spirited today? Hey, Paradoxica, it's your favorite character.
Welcome to Valhalla. Virgilio?
Why do you sound so weirded out?
You didn't show up with a bombastic soliloquy.
Well, putting up an act can be tiring, you know?
So it's all an act then?
Wasn't it obvious?
I guess.
Would you mind getting me a Bleeding Jane?
Sure. Virgilio wants a Bleeding Jane. Bleeding Jane.
Yes, this is just the thing.
So, tired of putting on an act. Care to explain?
It's a long story, and I'd honestly rather not talk about it right now.
Fair enough. What made you change your mind, though?
Well, for one thing, it's safer for me now. The Pompous Buffoon Act was mostly a way to avoid raising suspicion.
Safer? There's a word that's been losing meaning lately. Wait, that was your way of avoiding suspicion?
Yes.
You do know how weird that sounds, right?
It sounds weird.
You try not to raise suspicion, but you act in a bombastic manner that screams you're there.
And everyone dismisses the fool as a buffoon and moves on.
Eh?
I mean, you might be right if I were talking about hiding myself. But I'm avoiding certain crowds of people. Yes, my behavior might call everyone's attention. But then everyone just decides I'm harmless and disregards me. And depending on how erratic my actions are, I become harder to read. Giving me yet another layer of enigma.
Huh. Well, congrats. No offense, but I fell right into your plan. I just dismissed your actions as those of a fool and moved on. You completely fooled me.
Thanks. Say, can you give me something spicy?
Sure. Something spicy, something spicy.
Loomlight. Ooh, we can make big bloom light. You see, Virgilio, I have rent to pay at the end of the month. So everyone is getting big drinks.
Here.
Aren't you fascinated by spiciness? What's spicy for humans might not be spicy for other animals. Yeah, because, capsaicin is not, like, capsaicin is a natural pest deterrent. Like, it's not meant to be consumed, but humans are just like, yeah, fuck it. This shit tastes great. L, what's toxic for us might not be toxic for other creatures. It's the same with caffeine, actually. Caffeine is a natural, pest repellent that we've just been like, yes, this keeps us awake or knocks us out, depending on if we have ADHD or not. Caffeine, like, has very little effect on me. I do find it really interesting that that's, like, a common thing. It's not universal by any means, but it's really interesting to me that, like, caffeine can literally have the reverse of the intended effect. Depending on how the person, how the person who's, ingesting its brain works, you know? Hell, what's toxic for us might not be for others, or for other creatures. Do you like spicy things, bartender?
I don't mind them, I guess, but I'm not really a fan.
That neutral stance is actually weird to come across. Everyone either loves spicy things or hates them with a passion.
Do you like it?
Lots. Not only in regards to the to painfully spicy things, but also the way mild or slight spice adds to a meal. I've always had this dream of opening a curry stand. As things are, I might actually pursue that dream.
Let me know if you do. I haven't had curry in ages now.
Hey, bartender.
Call me Jill.
I wanted to apologize. You put up with me all this time without lashing out. I should apologize for my behavior, and thank you at that.
Don't worry. I actually feel like I was too rude to you last time you came. Granted, you came at a really bad time, but I should be the one apologizing. You're a client after all.
Well, don't. I'm actually surprised that nobody else has violently lashed out at me yet.
You're making me curious as to who you really are, though. Is Virgilio even your real name?
It might be. It might not.
Sometimes I wonder if I'm a magnet for people who hide their identities and sordid pasts. Gil, Jamie, you?
Did you say something?
Just rambling. Pay me no mind. Now that I think about it, how did you find this bar?
I was avoiding some chaps, and I came to this alley.
Huh, again.
Again?
In my time here, I've heard avoided people and ended up here enough times to make me believe that the original owner built the bar here thinking about the runaway public.
You make me sound like a criminal.
You're not helping. The expression runaway doesn't just mean people escaping the law, though. We've had people avoiding stalkers or solicitors. I've seen people more shocked by an insistent salesman than by a shady figure. Maybe because the salesman is a more active predator? I don't know. A troublesome part of the city is right near the shopping district. Let them know there's a bar and they'll come. Sorry, I should stop rambling to myself so much.
I don't mind it. Do you think I'm sort of a... do you think I'm sort of a criminal, though? Ow, I kicked my desk.
Like I said, you're not helping. But for all I know, you might just be the buffoon I've seen the other days.
In any case, can I get something bitter here?
On it. Virgilio wants something bitter.
Fuck. Actually, wait. Am I being stupid? I swear to you. Oh, wrong keybind. I'm just mashing buttons on my keyboard. I swear to you that there was a way to remove ingredients from the drink, but I might be mistaken about that. What? Oh, did I? I'm sorry if I made you think that I like hurt myself or some shit. I was just like, wait, shit, I forgot you could do the thing. But no, I yelled out shit because I accidentally put the wrong thing in the drink. Nah, I'm good.
Here.
This works. Do you like coffee, Miss Bartender?
As weird as it may sound from a smoking bartender, no, I don't.
Well, I get it. It's not for everyone. That cat boomer the other day.
What about her? Still scared of her?
Not really, but she looks so familiar.
Maybe you're mixing her up with another cat boomer?
No, that's not it. It's like the bandage girl last time. Even with the bandages, there's just something really familiar about her.
Maybe you need to stop thinking about it. Answers usually come to you when you stop stressing out.
You might be right. Well, I'll leave you for now, bartender. Thanks for everything.
Please come again. Welcome to Valhalla. Oh, hello, Mr. Detective. And here we are, another mute person wandering into the bar. Anything I can get you?
Gut punch.
Okay. Gut punch for the silent detective.
Optional Karmatrine? Fuck, I did it wrong again. I forgot to put a second one of this in. So 10 Bronson extract, 2 Flanergide, and the rest is optional Karmatrine, as is tradition here at Valhalla.
Here.
Oh, you got it right.
So, what's up now?
A bit of holiday blues, you could say.
So, you celebrate Mega Christmas?
Why wouldn't I?
You looked more like a Festivus kind of guy.
Why does everyone keep saying that?
Well, Festivus is a celebration going against the capitalist madness that is Mega Christmas.
Mandatory Karmatrine. Is Festivus, like, a real thing, or is it a reference to something that I'm just not understanding?
And, you know, cheapskate.
You have something to say it.
I'll refrain. Although, now that I think about it, Holiday Blues is not really tied to a specific celebration. It's just the season.
Season of consumerist craze. Mega Christmas is just a mockery of what the real Christmas once was. I mean, the season has slowly become enslaved to the corporations over time. Holiday spirit can only be manipulated so much. Then came that Turbo Male guy. Started a yearly tradition of dressing up like Santa in the ring.
Turbo Male? That can't be his ring name.
It is.
We can watch Model Warrior Julianne while we're at work.
Really? Such a tacky name was accepted?
His partner was Buster Master, and his rival was Dr. Chris Max. Tacky names were not a problem.
I mean, I knew there was a wrestler that dressed as Santa every year. I also knew that the guy became insanely popular, and the stunt got out of control. And of course, that's the part everyone sings about. Santa became Nego Santa thanks to the Redmond family. Nego Santa sees the error of his ways and becomes the mighty Mega Santa, renaming the holiday Mega Christmas.
And then every company jumped on the bandwagon, and Christmas was Mega Christmas before anyone noticed.
So, you're telling me that the guy that somehow managed to rename the holiday went by the ring name Turbo Male?
Yup.
That makes the whole holiday sound like a joke.
A holiday is a joke.
And you're telling me you don't celebrate Festivus?
No, I don't. Do you know what kind of people celebrate Festivus? Kind that's so lame and bland they can only talk about how they're better because they celebrate Festivus.
The Who family? Redmond family, I think is what it was. Yeah, Redmond. Is that a reference to something that I'm not getting? Sometimes references, Redfield. I can't believe that fucking Chris Redfield is in this game. Actually, considering the amount of Metal Gear references, it wouldn't surprise me if there was a Resident Evil reference in this game. I probably would miss it, though, because I'm not well-versed in Resident Evil.
Like those jerks who only eat Nuke and think they're better than everyone else.
I see. Anything else I can get you?
Give me a Fringe Weaver, will ya?
Sure. Let's get him a Fringe Weaver. Here.
Right, thanks.
So, any issues with the city lately? What's the word on the street?
I like how one thing that this game has like burned into my mind is for some weird, like, sometimes when certain like bits of flavored text catch my eye, they just like stick in my brain. Like the description for the Fringe Weaver literally says it tastes like a glass of ethylene alcohol with a spoonful of sugar. But like that specific line just gets stuck in my brain whenever I think about Valhalla. And one of the other like random bits of like tooltip stuff that gets stuck in my brain is ancient arrows from Breath of the Wild. The description for those reads something along the lines of, to be hit with one is to be consigned to oblivion in an instant. And it's a item description that goes hard, so my brain just latched onto it.
So, any issues with the city lately? What's the word on the street?
Shouldn't I be asking that? It's so raw for no reason, yeah. There's nothing new, really. The lynching of White Knights stopped, so there's that.
Really?
Something about the armor. I haven't got much on that one yet. All in all, the madness following the attack of the bank seems to have settled down a bit.
That's good to hear. Have any other details about the attack emerged yet?
All records of whatever happened there have been long deleted. Security cams, system logs, everything was wiped. Whatever happened there, it's become even more of a mystery now.
I wonder if Say plans on testifying. Does anyone know if Say went there in the first place? Maybe the wiping of everything actually protects her somehow.
Hey, bartender, you okay?
Sorry, got distracted.
There's not much to say, really. There's the odd silly rumor here and there. Like the vending machine's tasers malfunctioning and applying more strength. Or that the writer of The Last Rain in the World is actually living here as a brain in a jar. Is that a reference to something? The Last Rain in the World? Those are the kind of rumors you hear from crackheads. Crackheads might hold that one last piece of info you need, but I also hear crap like that.
I see.
Anyway, I'm leaving. Happy New Year, bartender. No, it is a reference to Terry. Or whatever. Not Terry. What is the brain in the jar's name? They only show up once and I never remember their name. Is it Jamie? No, Jamie's the other buff dude. What is his name? Taylor! That's what it is. Thank you, Paradoxica. It's Taylor, and I guess technically I accidentally misgendered them because they're agender canonically. Whoops.
Please come again. Okay then, but... No, wait, she's out.
Their name can be fuck-ass.
Gil, you there?
Yeah, taking your break?
Let me know if someone comes in.
That was a really short day. You know what? I'm gonna run stream a little bit long because I did start a little bit late and I was late yesterday. There is only one segment to this next bit. But I think if any of y'all actually get the reference that this is making, you'll enjoy it.
Things are pretty quiet outside. Excuse me, is this the Valhalla bar? It certainly is. Welcome, what can I get you? Actually, I'm looking for... Lexi! There she is. I'm looking for some stuff. I'll be with you in a second. Don't worry, I'll just have a drink in the meantime. So, you're Jill.
This is a character from 2064 Read-Only Memories, by the way.
You know me? I've been keeping in touch with Dana ever since she left Neo San Francisco. She always talks about you. About her sister, about her friend in Panama, about her sister. About her sister and this dog she picked up from the street.
I want to watch Model Warrior Julianne.
Dog? Yeah, I think she called him Gillian. That can't be right. First I've heard of this dog. Yeah, she told me he appeared at the door looking very pitiful. And And she always talks so happily about how he opens up to the people around him. And she's even asked me for help finding where he came from. So, a dog, huh?
That's you.
Did you hear something outside? Probably just a dog sneezing. What can I get you? Let's try the Fringe Weaver. On it.
Fun fact, you get this by, you get Lexi showing up by serving a, Flaming Moai, which is the secret drink on the menu, the 25th drink. You get it by serving it to literally anyone. But there's also other cameo characters that you can get if you serve them to specific people.
Fringe Weaver. Seems right, thanks. Sorry. My office is a mess, so I can't let you in right now. I'll just go buy some... Take your time. This is the first time I've seen her get excited about someone. Well, I guess it's been almost 7 or 8 years since I last saw her. She had a brief stint with me at the Neo San Francisco Police Department. Huh. Another thing to add to the oddly adventurous past of my boss. I can't picture her as a policewoman, though. Well, she was more of a collaborator. Everyone in the department acknowledged her abilities, and she helped us from time to time. She was authorized to come with us, but couldn't act by herself. She didn't have a gun or a badge, but she did have a radio to stay in touch. And I'm not gonna lie, she was one of the best backup partners I've had over the years. She once took down a band of punks with nothing but a loaf of bread. A loaf of... Yep, sounds like boss. She requested that the next loaf have sesame seeds. Something about it hitting harder. So her penchant for swinging bread loaves like swords is not just some weird habit. And how did she end up with the police of all places? Her old league, the Grand Slam Fighters, was fighting against the NSFW.
Wait, NSFW. It is NSFW. I had to like reread that. I was like, wait, what?
NSFW? I was there because I needed to ask the owner of the league a couple questions. But then a fight broke out. Many drunkards joined the fray, and not too long after, I was gonna start evacuating the place, but before I knew it, she'd already subdued the troublemakers. I asked for help with the rest of the case. One thing led to another. Oh. I was afraid that she might have become involved as an alternative to jail time. Nah, she's not that kind of girl. So you came all the way here for a visit? I'm in the middle of some investigations, actually. I don't think the Neo San Francisco Police has any say on whatever happens here. Nah, I'm not in the police anymore. Just a simple private investigator. If you came all the way here on a case, you can't just be a simple private investigator. Fair enough.
I'm sorry if these two voices are too similar.
You wouldn't by any chance have heard about a group called the Swamp Spiders, would you? First I hear that name, sorry. Don't worry. Say, let's try this Sugar Rush. Sure. Let's give Lexi a Sugar Rush.
Optional Karmatrine, I see.
Here. Yeah, this is what I've heard about. Alright, fuck it. Let's just hit a bar and chill. Boss, you own a bar. Doctors don't diagnose themselves, Jill. I guess you're right. Wait, is she... Calm down, you don't need to overdo it. We're not dating anymore. Wait, she what? I was bored, she was lonely. We gave it a try, it didn't work. We broke up after less than a week. Huh. What didn't work? She was too uptight. She was too Dana. Too Dana? On our first date, she got her head stuck in a bucket. Dinner became a night in a hardware store getting the thing off. Oh. Too Dana. Yeah, I get it. Anyways. I haven't seen you in person in a long time, and you have to leave before New Year's. I don't want to make a mess. Don't try too hard. Seriously, don't. You'll make a mess. Let's just go outside and drink Cassie. I came all the way here to drink Cassie. I have Cassie at home. Hey, this stuff is like caviar here thanks to the import rates. I'll take your offer then. You go ahead while I grab some ice. Okay. A pleasure to meet you, Jill. And please come again. Hey, boss. Yes? Alexi said something that got me thinking. The relationship? No, Actually, you got me curious. Do you swing that way, boss? Cuteness knows no boundaries. Right. Anyway, what got me thinking is that she thinks Gil is a dog. She does? Yeah, when you talk about him, she thinks you're talking about a dog. Gil is patrolling nearby with Nacho and the other dog. This'll be fun. Just don't overdo it.
Feeling lonely? Who is this?
That voice.
Oh, hi, Anna.
Hey, Joe. Long time no see. A really long time no see. Seriously, it feels like it's been over a year since I last saw you.
Reference to the fact that it took him a year before, between the demo coming out and the full game.
I was planning on visiting you last week, but things were pretty heavy back then. So I just waited in the background until the tension wore off a bit. Earth to Joe, I'm talking to you here. If I ignore her, she will leave. I am not an unfathomable sense of dread. You can't just ignore me, you know? Julianne Stingray, I'm talking to you. Calm down. Don't fall for her taunts. How did she know my full name, though? I thought your full name was Julianne Natalie Stingray, or did you legally remove the Natalie? Never mind that. Is she reading my thoughts? Yeah, I mean, they're kind of written in the middle of the screen. Hard not to see them, actually. Alright, that's it. I'm going crazy. That's such a self-centered way to see the world. You assume that you're crazy because you can't accept that this world could be weirder than you think. This world is amazing because of the things you can't, or just can't explain. And just because something only you experience. And just because something only you experience something.
Oh, just because only you experience something.
Doesn't mean it's a liar that you're crazy. I mean, just look at ASMR. No, I'm pretty sure that's what a crazy person would say in this scenario. You acknowledged me. Shit. And that's good. I'm not serving you anything. What? Why? Last time you came here, I had to clean the drinks I served you off the floor. Don't be like that. The drinks were also paid for with my money. I don't know how you did it, but that set any and all plans I had back for the rest of the week.
I read that sentence incorrectly, but...
I was gonna buy some curry with the money I had to put up for those drinks.
Dog duty done. I know we have slow days, but for God's sake. You okay? You look angry.
I'm fine. Good job out there. I'm back. Boss, what happened? Meeting cut short. At least I drank the the bottles. Are you okay? You look distraught. I'm fine. So they really can't see you. I mean, you're right there in front of them. And you're wearing jeans under a skirt? Why? Just why? To annoy people, of course. Is that a new trend? What does she think she's doing? Everyone feels like it's not quite right. Everyone thinks they should call you out. But they can't bring themselves to do it because it's not that wrong. And there are things like spats, after all. It's uncannily right, not all that wrong, and they can't stop staring. Not like anyone other than me could see it, though. And they could see it if they wanted to. Jill, you're making an awful lot of faces there. You okay? Yeah, I'm just remembering stuff. Man, I miss not being crazy. Boss, I'm leaving early today. And you stay here. Who stays where? Crap, did I just... You have to be the first person I've ever met who mixes their inner and outer voice. I thought I saw one of the dogs near the counter. Sorry. Oh, okay. Can I leave a bit earlier today? Sure. Thanks for taking care of the fort.
What about me?
You haven't left yet. I'll thank you when you leave.
That's not what I... Whatever. Here's something in case you felt lonely today. I think Jill was feeling the opposite of lonely.
There are cats in heat outside.
I'd have blue balls if I still had any.
Okay. Ugh. I'm trying to think. So I should be either finishing this tomorrow or taking a break. We're getting close to the end. There's only 18 days. And one of them is just a short cutscene day, which is day 18. But yeah. I don't know. We'll see how my voice is doing. We might play some randomizer tomorrow. We might see if I can get a better seed than the stupid Hollow Knight seed I got earlier. But, I really want to try, doing a stream, like, in the middle of the day again. Like, doing one, let's see, what would it be? In, like, 12 hours? You know, okay. I'm not gonna lie to you. There is, like, expanded universe media for this game. And there's a small part of me that's like, what if I, like, set aside a stream or like recorded myself reading the little mini books that they made for this. Because there's, I think, 2 of them now. Or the second one might not be out yet, but I've read the first one. And it's simple, but it's like, it's really good. It's got a very innuendous sounding name. It's literally called Sapphic Pussy Rhapsody. And it's not NSFW, I swear. The writers of this game have zero chill. But I will say, if I end up doing that, I wouldn't do it now. I would do it later. I'll send a link in the Discord, Sachi, so you don't have to Google search Valhalla Sapphic Pussy Rhapsody. Oh, the Sin is streaming. Let's go poker. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. There is a non-zero chance that I will be streaming Valhalla tomorrow, but there is also a non-zero chance that I will not be streaming Valhalla tomorrow. So, you know, it'll either be Valhalla or it'll be randomizer or speedruns, one of those 3. But yeah, I hope to see you there. Have a good one and take care.